Stomach?
Oh, are we live? Oh wait, how do I look? Do I look alright? Shit. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Three Can Play Podcast. My name is Sean McAlpin, and I'm joined by two of my good friends. To my left is Nick P, and to my right is Brad Crably Crab.
I need a pen. I need a timestamp that.
Welcome back to episode
That
number
was
64,
fantastic.
I believe. 64 we're on?
Is it 64, Ethan?
Let's
Hey.
go. Beginning.
If I remember to
Timestamp.
clip it.
Very beginning. Actual time.
Welcome back to this
Like, remember to clip it, that's why.
crazy video game world in which
Thank you,
we
sir.
shall take you on a journey through the events of the previous week.
Damn,
I'm
you
sure
set
there's
the bar high.
others far more qualified and far more skilled at the process, but we're gonna try.
We do it anyways.
Yeah. Let's start off with what we've been playing. So I busted out the Xbox
About time.
and I downloaded the new levels of Celeste.
The chapter 9, right?
Yes, chapter 9.
Is
Alright.
it as hard as they say?
I'm up to 7,000 deaths.
In one chapter?
Yes.
Holy shit.
So good luck for the rest of you guys. You haven't even played Celeste, have you?
No, I have it on my Xbox.
You should at some point. I mean, I know you got so many games.
It's such a short game too
masterpiece.
if you don't care about like completionist.
But see,
Even if you do, like, I think in our group, our runs varied between like 10 and 20
Yeah.
hours. So a lot of people were collecting the strawberries, so that's not too bad. But Fire Emblem runs
it's
through
got me
this guy's
good.
veins.
It's got me good.
Yeah. It's a lot of like, what do you call it? What's the word? Optimization of like movement and stuff. They're like using interesting new mechanics. It helps though if you know some of the advanced mechanics, because they've
Yeah.
got paths built in that can utilize them like into the map. Before they didn't have them, and you had to kind of break the maps to use them. But
They've kind of built
I
this
like it.
around the advanced mechanics.
a little bit, not too much.
Like, if you know what you're doing, you can get through these pretty fast.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Because there's certain mechanics in the game, like when you're playing the game, they'll tell you how to jump, how to dash, all this stuff. But there's certain like advanced mechanics that they don't really like tell you.
Mm-hmm.
You just either stumble upon it or you just never really need them. But you don't need them to finish the game. But some people, especially speedrunners, have found like the most optimal way to run it, and it's actually insane. Like coming from somebody who didn't really figure out a lot of those super advanced
Sure.
ones, and then watching it, I'm like, holy shit!
What I ended up doing was halfway through the campaign, I went to YouTube, and I looked up Celeste Advanced Mechanics, and I learned how to like super boost and ultra jump boost and ultra glide boost and all these
Yeah,
things.
all this shit that like what?
Like, it's pretty cool. It's pretty
Yeah.
cool. But yeah, it's an interesting game.
So it's by far the hardest of the game now.
Yeah.
Even comparing to B-sides.
I have all the B-sides done except the last one,
Okay.
and I started playing the 9th chapter. But yeah.
I'm sad because I'm in the middle of one of the B-sides.
Did you end up beating the Crystal Cave one that you were stuck on forever?
Oh yeah. So I'm on the.
Good. The hill, the one where you
It's
fall.
the one where
probably.
wind is a mechanic. I think that's chapter 6.
Yeah.
It might be chapter 5.
That's after you fall, and then when you're climbing again, right?
No, I think you fall at the top of the wind one
Okay, might be wrong then.
because then you do like that boss fight. I'm not 100% sure. It's been a while, but I'm on that one's B-side, and I don't want to like. I've made pretty good progress. Like I'm at least I want to say halfway done. So I don't want to quit just to try chapter 9 because then I'd have to restart that. So I've got to kind of like get down and start working on that B-side so that I can actually play chapter 9.
True. Yeah. Finish it up.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah. That game's a masterpiece.
I wish I had more to say, like new things, but it's just like Celeste, and it's good Celeste.
Yeah.
A lot of like, I don't mind. Sometimes I do mind dying like 100 times in the same screen, but you know, it's
For the
worth-
most part, though, I feel like in that game, every time you die, you learn a little bit more.
Yeah.
There are some deaths where you're like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. But, like, you always, like, I know when I was going for strawberries and stuff, like, each death, you'll make your way a little closer and be like, okay, no, I need to do that. And then you still feel like you're progressing even though you're literally resetting the screen.
Kind of reminds me about kind of reminds me of Super Meat Boy, except in Super Meat Boy, I felt like I was just bashing my head against the wall a lot of the
Yeah,
time.
Super Meat Boy was insane.
Yeah. And Celeste doesn't feel exactly like that. Sometimes if I'm just like zoning out, I'll like muscle memory the same inputs again and again, and I'll just keep jumping into death. But
Yeah.
for the most part,
It's a good game.
Yeah.
Play it, Nick.
Maybe. We'll
you
see.
should. Are you big into platformers in general? Like, have you played? Did you like Limbo that much?
I did not like Limbo.
Really?
That was a bad game.
How come?
I just didn't like how controlled, how it looked.
Mm. Yeah, the controls were a little wonky. Not
The
gonna lie.
gameplay just fell off.
I love how it looked. The whole atmosphere, the ambiance was great.
Wasn't that great?
Tisk. No.
Fair
Alright,
enough.
it's alright. No.
All right, so I'm pretty sure I know what you guys are gonna talk about.
I bet you
So,
don't.
Go for it.
Fire Emblem.
Oh shit! Actually, I didn't. I thought you were gonna say something else.
I'm fucking addicted to Fire Emblem right now.
Nice.
I don't know if I said it on the podcast, but I started my Blue Lions playthrough. And the beginnings of that. The Blue Lions like probably have the best overall like squad in terms of like pure unit.
Getting into the mechanics now.
Because like I describe the characters like units and then like actual like characters like you like their story and their background, their like their actual like personality like that. Blue Lions will have like the best overall like unit structure.
Like well-rounded.
Yeah, it's like best well-rounded. Like like her name is spelled Mercedes, but they call her like something different in game. It's like
Is it like Mercedes?
Mercedes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just like, there's no accents. Why is this happening? This doesn't make sense. But whatever. Yeah. Mercedes, whatever you fucking pronounce your name is
Mercedes.
the best like
Maybe Mercedes be too
pure
basic.
healer unit in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So she has an edge up on like Linhardt and what's the person's in Marianne in Golden
You like
Deer.
your healers. You like your pure
Which has me
healers.
excited because Linhardt was a fucking beast. So
Yeah.
if she's better than
Marianne, like you can make her two ways. She's the best unit for dancer, or she's the best holy knight, because the holy knight's the healer on the horse.
Yeah.
So like you can use like she's the only person that can use that class well. And Linhardt's like pretty good. He's got good like growth and whatever. But the reason why Mercedes is so good is because one, her crest allows her to whatever you heal someone, you get that healing back as well. So if you heal 11 points, you get 11 points as well.
That's really good because you can be more aggressive with her placement without
Yeah.
having to worry about her getting
I
killed.
heard crest,
like that.
but then very quickly I realized crest. Continue.
You heard crest?
Yeah.
Well, crests in the game are like each noble family has like a crest, which gives them a certain power.
Sure.
Like your character's crest, which is pretty well known, the crest of flames, is when you attack someone, when it activates, you get like 5% that attack back as health. So like if you do like 15 damage, you get 2 HP back from it. But Mercedes' crest is that when she heals someone, she has the same healing back. She also has a chance to, when she uses white magic spells, which is a lot of the healing spells and all that, she has a chance, I think it's like 10 or 20%, to not expend a use of it. Because like you have like
that's also really great.
So,
So
like
you can just heal twice in one turn?
no, like you know how your heal is 5
Oh,
on 5. So
okay.
if you
Yeah.
heal someone, there's a chance where it won't like lose a slot, whatever.
Yeah, for that battle. Okay, yeah, I know what you. That's pretty good.
But yeah, and that's probably like she's a decent like sorcerer, like wizard, mage, whatever you want to call her. Lysithea still has her beat out though. Like Lysithea is still the best overall like just pure glass cannon.
Crazy.
Well, yeah, like she's also really weak, but Lysithea, like get her in range of like an enemy, she'll nuke them.
Yeah.
She can nuke the Death Knight in one turn.
Glass cannon.
Yeah,
as
essentially glass
definition.
cannon. Dimitri is a freaking tank and a beast all at once. Dadu has got like massive defense stats.
To do.
Yeah, things to do. Ash is he's a good archer, but not as good as Claude. Like they're just best overall, like I would say, units to like use for the class. Like the Blue Lions were like, if you're playing a game for the first time, I would suggest playing Blue Lions because they had the best overall class structure for the units.
Could there be PvP in this game?
I don't want to see PvP in Fire Emblem.
Okay.
I don't want that.
Could there be?
It is turn based, so essentially,
Would you not play with your squad against like Brad's squad or something?
I'd wipe them with the floor with them anyways. So
I think rude, first of all. I think a cool way they could implement it is if you could like use your troops to set up a board and then have other people challenge, but it's played by the AI. So it's like
auto
you're-
chest.
Sure, I haven't really.
You know what
played
game
that.
is exactly like that?
What?
Fire Emblem Heroes, but it's also a gacha pay to win minigame.
That's the mobile game. That's
Yep.
Because I wouldn't mind like taking my army and being like, all right, Nick, I've arranged it in such and such a way, like you using like certain map mechanics like fog or fortress and
mhm.
stuff, and be like, all right, see if you can beat this or whatever. That'd be a kind of fun way, but I don't.
Oh,
I'm
what
with
you
Nick.
mean like you set up maps?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I set up
yeah.
maps using my troops,
Oh,
or
okay,
troops
okay,
that the
okay.
game provides, and
not
then it's
live.
like like a challenge board, and then I
Yeah,
go,
yeah.
here, Nick, try and beat this.
I would just send
That'd
my
be cool,
lifty
yeah.
50 byleth in the middle of your squad whip everybody else.
Yeah, see, I would hope that you would not be able to do that because that'd be fucking busted. But I feel like that would be like a fun way of
Sure.
kind of incorporating multiplayer,
Yeah,
sort
yeah,
of.
but not really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would be more, and then I'll be more further in my Blue Line playthrough. But I've kind of stopped playing it for a little bit because I picked up a 3DS recently, and I bought Fire Emblem Awakening, and then I got Fire Emblem Echoes, Shadows of Valencia, or Shadow of Valencia Echoes, one of the two. It's just whatever. And I wanted to replay Awakening really badly, and I forgot how good it was. The game.
You
It's
should play the one on the one I played, the only Fire Emblem, on the Game Boy Advance called Radiant Sun, I think, or something like that.
You'd have to get a Game Boy. Well, I need to give you your Game Boy Advance back.
no, you
I
have-
was supposed to bring it to
That was
when
like
you
one of
dropped me
my
off.
first tactics games I played, along with like Advance Wars 2 and like
Advance
Final
Wars was
Fantasy
so
Tactics. Yeah, some
Yeah.
good stuff.
I think Awakening is really good. The one thing Awakening has over Three Houses is that your main character talks.
fun. Yeah.
I really wish Byleth wasn't so silent in Three Houses. I understand why they did it. I'm just like, can she talk or he talk more, please? Like, it'd be nice.
Yeah. Silent protagonist. Frustrating.
Especially when there's a whole conversation based system too. Like you just have like the character talking to you the entire time, just like nodding.
Yeah.
Nodding,
It's kind
nodding.
of
It's like
the
can we-
conversations between other characters are way more interesting than the ones involving Byleth.
Yeah,
Because there's actual character
Yeah,
from
yeah.
both people instead of like Nick said. dual one.
yeah. So yeah, I picked up Awakening. I've been playing through that. I've already got like 20 hours in the game.
Nice.
Yeah, you're going insane. You're just like, give me everything Fire Emblem possible.
Then whenever I beat that, I'm gonna head on to Shadows of Valencia, Echoes, beat that at some point, and then I'm gonna get Fate's Birthright and Conquest. I know
Don't
those.
know.
It's
Words
another
are-
3DS title that was divided into 3.
It's like three. It's just imagine like if Three Houses were 3 games.
Interesting.
So each playthrough was its own game.
Yeah,
Sure.
but gladly it's not.
Yeah.
It would suck. But yeah, I'm gonna eventually pick up those. So I know these people say it's not the greatest ones. I still want to play them because then people say Conquest is the better one, but I'll play Birthright, Conquest, and then you can get Revelations, which is like the DLC expansion to it, which is like the 3rd game, whatever.
You're on a binge.
Oh man,
I'm telling you, this guy's literally just putting his arm out and just being like,
literally we're sitting in like league queues, or I'm playing Destiny 2 and I have Fire Emblem open at the same time playing it while we're
Nice.
loading. I'm addicted,
Nice.
man.
Good.
I can't get enough. Fire Emblem is just such a
Just a little
good.
bit.
Yeah, it's like one of my top like favorite franchises ever.
Yeah.
Like up there with like Mass Effect.
Nice.
damn, that's high praise coming from you.
Yeah,
I know how
It,
much you
like,
love your Mass
probably-
Effect.
probably beats out Halo too. Sorry.
You know what? I'm not even mad.
Okay.
Not even mad. I respect that. You're
That's
wrong, but I respect it.
wrong. Like Mass Effect, Fire Emblem, Halo, like my top 3 probably.
That's not a bad top 3 to have.
Yeah. Probably like add Zelda and somewhere in top 5.
Yeah, Legend of Zelda's cool. I need to play more of them.
I don't know
first.
with my 4th one. I'd say like Gears of War, but I'm like not. I love the series. I'm not as attached to it.
Yeah. There's just so many good series.
Maybe
out there, it's hard
Destiny.
to make
See
a
how
list.
Destiny like.
Did
ends
either
up.
of you at least download Free Space 2?
Yeah.
Fuck you guys. It was a free to fucking play.
Was it on
GOG.
Epic?
It was on GOG.
Dude, if I don't have the launcher, I'm probably. My brother's like told me
There's no
last
launcher
week.
for games on
Oh, okay.
or whatever. It's
Well, then I
called.
got no excuse for that. My
There's
brother
no
was hounding
launcher.
me to get
There
Metro
is? Okay, never mind.
because it was free
Mm.
on Epic.
Do you don't
and
have
I
Metro?
I got lazy. I own the first one, but this one was like the
Oh,
Redux.
the Redux, yeah.
And he's like, just get it. It's free. And I'm like, yeah, I will. And then every time I said that, I just forgot. And then he was giving me shit over the weekend because he's like, it's over. You didn't get it,
Well,
did you? And I'm like, no.
For anyone watching, Free Space 2 is one of the best combat space sims I've ever played. Better than Rogue Squadron,
Whoa.
which you've
How
played.
dare you? Rogue
Um,
Squadron is a masterpiece, followed up by Rogue Leader.
Better than Star Citizen. I mean, sure, probably because that game doesn't exist.
Did you ever play Rogue Leader? The sequel for
I played
GameCube?
Rogue Sid. No, I played Rogue Squadron only.
Rogue Leader was good. And then Rogue Squadron 3 Rebel Strike was fun too.
Get it. It's a
Is it still
masterpiece.
free?
Maybe. Probably not. And the best part about that game is the story.
Really?
Like,
Would
the
not have
combat
guessed
is
that.
so much fun, but the story to me is what made it.
Interesting. I would not have guessed that if you'd asked me the best part about a space sim.
Yeah, because Peanut Brain.
Is Peanut Brain? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh, you peanut brain?
Both of us.
Okay. Peanuts taste good.
Get
Nothing
peanut
wrong with
brains,
having a
four
peanut
heads.
brain. You know what?
Exactly. 5 head.
Okay. But yeah, next time you guys have a chance to pick it up, try it.
No.
Why?
It's just because exactly what you said. What it is. It's a space sim.
You're not into space sims?
No.
Are you
I'm
into
not.
any flight sims at all?
I'm not into simulation games.
By
Is it-
sim, I mean like first-person shooter. I don't mean like a full-on like simulator,
Even then, like you
like
call
the
it.
genre. Like
I'm not into sim games. They're
Mm.
just like
Okay.
I
What
wanna.
about The Sims?
I wanna. The sim. That's different. That's an
Okay.
actual video game.
Which one? The Sims?
Yeah.
Like these space sim games and all that. Arma. They're not games. They're just like here's this real life bullshit put into a video game that isn't that much fun.
That's not well. Arma might be, but by sim I meant like the genre, like Rogue Squadron, Rogue Leader are sims.
I wouldn't call them sims.
I would.
Well, I think you're wrong.
Okay.
But,
They're combat. They're space combat sims.
But-
You see, they simulate being inside a cockpit fighting in space.
but they don't simulate the actual effect of it.
What do you mean by effect?
Like you're not simulating the experience. You're playing a video game. If you're simulating the experience, then it wouldn't be a video game. It'd just be an experience.
Okay, that's a really convoluted definition. To me, just sim just means it just simulates being in a cockpit, fighting or flying, whatever.
Oh well.
Try it.
No.
Why so not
I'm
open?
not gonna try it
Ever?
ever. Yeah.
Not even open to the idea?
Not open to the idea.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
You know what
Okay.
idea I am open to?
What?
Moving on.
Okay.
I feel like this is not gonna end.
Well, I'm just kind of curious.
Oh, it's just a nightmare now.
He's trying to get me to talk about Destiny 2.
Oh,
That was what
okay.
that was.
Yeah.
Are you okay to move on?
Yeah, go for it.
He's a hard guy to crack.
I'm just trying to know. I'm not trying to
That's
crack
what,
him.
even that.
I'm just not gonna play it.
Nick is like you in ways. He's an anomaly. You don't understand.
Means
Well, that's you all the time.
Oh, hold on. So, by never playing it, have you played any Space Sims?
no,
No.
I'm not gonna play any space sim.
You've never played any,
The genre does not interest me.
and you've never
I
played.
don't feel like trying to play a video game because like if I have to try to play a video game when I just can't just play it,
Yeah.
then fuck that shit. I want to enjoy
you-
my experience.
Hold on. Ask Brad. Did you feel like you had to try to play Rogue Squadron?
What do you mean by try?
Try to answer Nick's question to the best of your ability
I feel like this
with
is
Rogue
not-
Squadron. I'm just
It's a Star Wars game that's centered around the flying vehicles. You fly around, you shoot shit, you bomb shit.
Is it just because you don't like grasp, or you've like never really
I
played
just don't care for the whole simulation aspect. I'm just like I want to play my game. I don't want to have to like work to play my game.
that? Fair. Is that something you know from experience, or is that like a preconceived notion that you have about the genre?
It's just how I am, man. I want to play my video games. I don't want to have to work to play my video
Yeah,
games.
but you didn't answer my question just then.
It's just I don't care for Sims, man.
Okay, fair. But have you ever played them before? is what
No, I'm
asking.
not going to.
Okay, fair. I just wanted to know if you ever had before. That's all. I just wanted to know if you
No,
had
I
experience.
never will.
That's fair. That's fair. I just wanted to know if
Okay.
you had.
All right.
Get me.
Yeah.
Moving
Yeah.
on.
Sorry.
I tried to get you out. This guy kept going on.
Yeah, I just wanted to know if you had any
I
experience.
kind of wanted to just like slide under my mic and escape real quick.
It's like, I'm
Hey, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I just wanted to
No,
get to
I'm
know
just
Nick
teasing
better.
you guys. Nick, stop looking at my notes. Go away. So what I've been playing is also something that he's been playing. That is Destiny 2 Shadowkeep, which launched on Tuesday. I guess I'll give my opinions on it, Nick. If you want to chime in at any point, feel free. Game is great. This update came with a ton of quality of life upgrades to the game, as well as new content. So I guess some of the quality of life stuff, they introduced Armor 2.0, which is basically a whole revamp of the armor system, making it a lot more customizable. They brought back a lot of stats and in-game numbers so we can actually visualize, because a lot of the time in the old perks it was like it decreases the grenade cooldown or whatever, but there's no numbers, so you don't really know unless somebody like goes
Sure.
into the code and figures out what it means. But
So
now
they added numbers to
the
everything.
numbers are there. There's a lot more stats you can track. There's a lot more stats that you can
That
kind
must
of
feel good.
build towards, which is great. And I mean, it was there in D1, so this was part of like the neuter that the game got to be more user friendly
Casual.
in D2
Yeah.
when it came out.
Or user
So
friendly.
I'm happy that they've kind of realized that this is the Destiny that people
Here's a
want.
question: were those things always there, just not shown, or are they added?
The numbers and stuff.
They were there, but I don't think they were there to this degree.
They were always reluctant to show numbers and percentages for some fucking reason. I don't know why, but they're showing a lot now more now. Like you actually
Okay.
like see what your numbers do and what the percentages is. Like they added three new stats. Well, not three new one, three like technically new to Destiny 2, but they were in the old one. Intellect, discipline, and strength, was it?
Yeah.
Um, and they even added a percentages in one, so you can see how your mobility, your resilience, your recovery, and the other three, how they add up and what percentages they give you towards your stats. So like your mobility will say like if you have if you're at tier 5 out of 10, you have like a 8% base speed movement increase, something like that.
Can you feel a difference now, or not really?
I mean, like
I haven't like put on a
I
suit of
haven't.
armor that's been at 10 and then put on one at 0
Mm,
and like compared, but I'm
I
sure
don't
there's a
have.
difference. I don't see why there wouldn't be.
I don't feel like I have the gear to really test.
Sure.
The
Yeah.
one you see it like the most difference in is your strength and intellect. I think strength, no, discipline is grenade, right?
Yeah, strength is melee.
Your discipline and your intellect control the cooldown on your grenade and your super, respectively. And I think it's like a 6 minute timer regularly if you like just stood around and nothing. And you obviously kills and stuff like give you more super energy, but your intellect determines how fast it can recharge. So if you have like I think I'm like tier 3 out of 10, and it's like a 524 recharge right now,
That's pretty good.
plus like everything else like picking orbs of light, getting kills
Definitely
and all that.
noticeable. Yeah.
So like those that the do you feel it the most on that because like that's your super
Sure.
recharging, right? So you can definitely tell a difference from that. Um, in terms of everything else, like the guns are still the same, except like not all mods now they're not like you can just use them. There's no like if you need to have like a certain number of mods for each thing to like use them. Like they're just universal whatever. What else about
Well,
armor?
I guess going back to the armor a little bit, like some of the old perks would be like I said, decreases your grenade cooldown. You wouldn't know what the hell that meant. You just knew that it was less than what it was before. There was no percentage to track or anything like that. But now each set of armor will drop with those 6 stats that Nick mentioned. So each armor has like a rough total, and I think from what I've been getting, it's anywhere from like 45 to like 52. And those
Yeah.
points are randomly divided between those 6 stats on each piece of gear, and then thrown into
Per
your
roll,
total
and then
per gear.
and they also have rolls on top of that,
And
right?
then they'll have they don't have, so that's the roll that you
Oh,
get, and
okay.
then now instead of them having perks that they can roll, you have 10 slots, like like think of it as like Call of Duty when you're picking out like your
Sure.
like this, use this perk, use this attachment, you
Uh-huh.
have 10 things to work
For your
with
character or for your armor piece?
for your armor piece. So say a helmet, right? I've rolled my helmet, I've got my 6 stats divided by 52 points, all random or whatever. Then I go into that helmet and I can pick, there's 2 or 3 different mod slots, and each one will have a bunch of mods I can choose from, and they'll have a value. And armor can have up to 10 value total. So I can go into one and be like, okay, this one is a melee mod or whatever. So say like when I get increased melee damage and it like drops like special ammo or something. Like I don't know if these are actually perks. I'm just kind of saying it for, and its value is
Sure.
2.
Yeah.
So I slot that. Then I have 8 to work with. So I go to the next mod slot and I see another one and its value is 5. I slot that in. I'll have 3 left to work with. So in my third slot, I can use anything up to 3. And you can do that with each piece
That's
of
pretty
armor.
cool.
So you can get pretty creative in like what perks you work together. You can build builds that are basically just like about getting your super back as fast as possible. So like all of your perks are about getting super energy, creating orbs of light, etc. You can get stuff that's full melee builds, stuff that's about, getting ammo and just so you're never running out of heavy ammo. So you can get pretty creative with these builds, but then the grind is still there to try and get the perfect roll because you have 6
Sure.
stats that are rolling random numbers. So you could think like if you're going for like an intellect build, so you want all your items to be dropping pretty high intellect, it could take a while to get the gear you like to have the rolls you
Yep.
want, right?
Yep.
So they've really done a good job at, keeping that grind there while introducing this stuff and making armor feel a little bit better than just a bunch of gear that has random like ammo perks, because that's what it was at one point. It was like you just wanted ones that dropped more ammo and perks that gave you like better targeting, and that's like all armor really came to for grinding. So it's a lot better now.
It's good to hear.
They've also have ways in game to like target the gear you want, like with the Menagerie and the whole Dreambane armor in Shadowkeep. Like Menagerie, you can like basically put in what you want to get at the end, right?
Yeah.
And Shadowkeep, you can get bounties for the or quests for the armor or piece guns you want to grind for. So like, but it is like for a certain specific set of guns and armor, but like there's still ways like you can just grind for like what you actually want to get.
Yeah, you're not hopping into an activity and going, all right, there's 1,000 guns in the game. Let's hope I get the one gun I want with the
Yeah.
one roll I want.
That's
It's
nice
like,
too.
I'm going to target this weapon by doing this. So that's a nice change they've done. I guess they also introduced New Light. So for anyone who doesn't know, it's basically like the free-to-play entry into the
Right,
game.
right.
So everyone gets access to all of Year 1 content, which is Destiny 2 base game, Warmind, and Curse of Osiris. And they also let you go to all of the open planets of the DLCs for Forsaken and Shadowkeep, but you just can't partake in the or participate in the campaigns,
That's a lot of
the
content.
strikes, or the raids. But you can still free roam and interact and do public events with people on these planets and
Mhm.
explore it, which is pretty big for them to give that away for
I think
free.
so.
As far as the actual Shadowkeep expansion goes, you go back to the moon, which is a location in D1. A lot has changed, and it's bigger than what we got in D1. But some of the areas you'll recognize they've changed, but you still know where you
The moon
are.
is pretty big in D1.
Yeah.
I remember.
It's
It was
it's
like
beautiful.
it was big vertically.
Yeah, it had a lot of
Yeah.
had a lot of depth to it
You know
because
what
you
I
would
mean.
keep going down into a bunch of
Yeah.
chambers, and all those chambers are still there. But they've added a new area where this Scarlet Keep, which is where Shadowkeep comes from, has been built and constructed by the Hive. And you're here. You go there because one of the characters in the game, Eris Morn, went on a mission to go.
Eric's mom.
Eric's mom, sorry, that's the name for her
The
from
meme name.
yeah, from the community. You go there because you find out that she was sent to the moon to investigate something, and then some energy pulse happened, and Ikora's like, you guys need to get the hell over there and
Is
figure
she
it out.
still
She's still
frying ink?
like she's like
Well, the reason why she cries that in, cause like when she and a fire team went down to kill Crota, but she was the only quote unquote surviving member. Still Tolan kicking around, but like as some sort of weird spirit
Tolan's
thing.
fucking crazy.
Tolan is fucking crazy.
Why did she see something so horrible that?
No, she lost her eyes, and so she found an acolyte, took its eyes, and used that's now her eyes.
Yeah. She did see some fucked up shit though.
Yeah.
She's seen like like one of her members get like ripped in half.
Yeah, it's insane. Like the reason why she knows all has like she's like first of all she like has the eyes of an acolyte. That's her own eyes now, which is fucked.
Yeah.
And she's not a guardian anymore because her ghost is dead.
She's just crazy lady.
True.
With hive magic.
Yeah. So you go there and you've got to, I won't spoil the story or anything, but you've got to figure out what is causing this. What did she discover? And you end up, without going too much into it, you'll be haunted by foes of your past. And that's not really spoiler because they announced that like before the game came out. The campaign itself, without going into any detail, like too much detail for spoilers, it was fun, but it was kind of short.
I would say short and sweet.
And comparing it to Forsaken, it was not as good. But I'm not going to judge it yet because the way that Bungie wants to shape Destiny now is they want to tell a story throughout the whole season. So they kind of did a little bit in Forsaken, but after like a month or two, it kind of fell off. They had the campaign, then you had the Dreaming City, which had a couple cycles each week, and then you found out that the cycle was an infinite loop. So the story and the world was evolving a little bit, but once Black Armory came around, like the whole Dreaming City cycle just like that was it,
Yeah,
right?
the seasons weren't tied to the overall story. They're kind of just there adding in new things, but it was never really connected.
Sure.
So
it kind of started getting connected back in Season of the Drifter.
Yeah, they tried to tie
where
it
they
back.
kind of like tried to show like the origins of the Nine, how the Nine affect things, and like how the Nine and the Awoken are kind of tied together.
Yeah.
And then like the season of
Opulence
kind of like was Callus trying to be like, you need to get stronger and grow your light or whatever so you can fight this oncoming threat and whatever.
Yeah. So, but it felt like you start off with the Forsaken story and then you kind of just like got content, and some of it was story driven, but it didn't feel like you had played a whole year of an evolving world, right? So what they want to change now is they want this story to the Shadowkeep story to lead into the season of the Undying story, which is the season right now, and then that's going to lead into the next season, and it's going to basically be like each expansion story wise and like what's happening in the world transfers into the next season. So it's basically like you're playing the campaign for a year. So I don't want to judge the campaign and it being weaker than Forsaken right out of the gate, because I know that they probably held back to keep it a flowing story for weeks to come.
Are you guaranteed to get content.
So the seasonal content is paid for. I think it's maybe $10 for 3 months of content, like for a season.
I think you
Okay.
just buy whatever season you want to buy. There's no
Yeah.
pass.
So
You
you
only get the pass if you buy
So
the
this is an
Shadowkeep
additional
Deluxe
cost
Edition.
on top of
so if you get Shadowkeep, you get this season or this
Oh, okay.
3-month season. So until mid-December, all of the content that's coming out with Season of Undying, which is about the Vex, is included with the purchase of Shadowkeep, the base edition. And then there'll be 3 more seasons throughout the year leading into year 4. And those will be a la carte. You can buy whichever one you want, whatever order. And they're probably, I don't think they're on sale yet because the seasons obviously aren't out. But based on me buying the deluxe edition, which gave me the season pass, it was only $30 more. So I'm assuming $10-15 a season at most.
Fair enough.
But even if you don't have the season's pass, you still get to participate in, like, still get to see the world evolve. You don't get to do the new activities or anything like that, or maybe the new story missions, but you still get to see the world evolve. And they still do give some free stuff out, like free exotic quest missions and stuff like that. But if you want the full experience and everything, you'll probably want to opt in for the seasons. And this season is about the Vex are pouring out of the Black Garden, which is another throwback to Destiny 1, and you don't know why, but you need to stop it, because if they take over and affect what you're trying to do on the moon, again, I don't want to say, then that could be bad shit for everything. So
the Vex don't invade. That's not their mantra.
Well, I mean, by definition, that's what they're doing, though.
I know, but they don't invade. Like, that's their thing. They don't invade unless they have a reason to invade.
So then they'd be invading if they had a reason.
Yeah, so we don't know what the reason is.
Yeah, but they're basically pouring out of this gate and shooting
shit. Their whole thing
shit.
is like creating different simulations of like different realities to like
they just want to learn
to like what would happen.
Yeah.
So
we don't know why, but they're coming in and shooting shit, and you got to stop them.
What else? What are you guys liking in general? Or
one thing I didn't mention.
Else you want to mention?
Finishing moves.
Oh.
Yes. This has got to be the greatest thing that they've added to Destiny. Like, I don't care what other, like, oh, cool, you made a cool campaign, that was fun. Oh, cool, you added RPG elements and gave us numbers. I don't give a shit. They gave you the ability to style on enemies with finishing moves. And what they are is if you basically drop an enemy to a certain HP, I feel like it's like 30% or under by like looking at
like
the
most
hardware.
enemies, probably most non-boss
anything
enemies.
That's not a named boss. So even like yellow bar higher enemies can be
like
finished. Yeah.
So
when you get them to a certain HP level, they'll start flashing, similar to Doom. If any of you guys have played Doom in 2016, when the enemies flash, you can do an execution. So it's similar to that, and you'll have like a little symbol above their head prompting you to do the melee. So you click your melee button, and you'll basically go into this like animated finishing move where you just, the enemy's stuck there, you'll do a cool move depending on what finisher move you have, and you'll just kill them. And you just feel like the most badass soldier when you're doing this shit. Like there's ones where you do like where you're standing up and then you'll jump and then go horizontal and just kick them in the face. There's like the spinning like kick.
Yeah.
You've got ones where you just punch. I think the hunters do like a backflip.
Yeah.
So
I want more finish moves. I want to style my enemies, man.
Yeah. I will give money microtransactions for finishing.
I might just buy that $25 bundle.
Bro, don't do it. That's so expensive.
I don't care, man. I want to style enemies.
But Nick and I did the campaign together, and I'm pretty sure like 60 to 70% of all enemies.
You played the campaign with someone.
I said on the podcast I would do that. This guy didn't believe me.
I didn't fucking believe him, but he actually pulled.
We did it together. And I'm pretty sure. Yeah, big steps.
I just
right?
muted my mic when during cutscenes, so I didn't like ruin his immersion.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I care. As somebody who buys the Grimoire books, you should care about lore. How dare you?
I'm just
How
fucking
dare you?
memeing on you.
But yeah, Nick, I'm pretty sure like 70% of the enemies we killed was just him and I just finishing moves the whole time. Like just style it on enemies.
You can get like mods for your finish moves where like you can, if you spend like 10% of your super bar, you heal back. You get heals, you get health back. And then like one of the new hunter exotics, the helmet, if you use a finish move enemy, you get invisibility and health back.
Oh shit.
It's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Funny, I was working Call of Andre. I'm like, Andre, this exotic's pretty fucking dope. He's like, that's fucking useless, man. Like, haven't found any use to using it. And 5 seconds later, he found a use to using it. Get fucked.
Andre just doesn't like finishing moves because it's not speed efficient.
Which is true,
but
it's fun efficient.
Exactly.
I want to fucking backflip and punch the shit out of gigantic ogres.
Mm-hmm.
Just watch them disappear.
It's like when you assassinate someone in Halo.
Yeah, it's like
if you like assassinate them, or are you just gonna press?
Go to Halo Reach where you had like the animated assassination. It's literally like that.
Yeah.
But you're right in their face and being like, "Bitch, I'm killing you."
I want to try on Guardians and Crucible if I ever play
Can
Crucible.
you do that?
I would hope so.
I feel like you.
Speaking
can't.
of Crucible, you guys want to talk about that a little bit? How is
yeah, I
PvP
guess-
been? Because you know me, I'm interested in the PvP.
I guess
The same old type of bullshit.
they changed the Crucible a little bit in terms of they brought back competitive is now 3v3, going back to the because Destiny Bungie's always wanted Destiny to be like things of three. So you've got like 3-man fire teams, you've got strikes that are 3 people, you do raids, it's 6 because you have things, you do like big public activities or 6, or if you had the one from Warmind, it was 9. But they like to work in threes because they have 3 different classes, right? So they brought competitive back to being a 3v3 thing away from the 4v4 that it launched with. They've quick play has been like divided into just control or clash, still 6v6. They changed a lot. They did a lot of weapon balancing and stuff, and they also changed heavy. But I haven't played too much of it. But from what I've read on Twitter, people are still pretty unhappy with heavy ammo economy because the way it worked, and like when I play Destiny PvP, I'm playing quick play. Everyone's throwing shit. You're gonna die to bullshit because everyone's like a super powered guardian, right? Like somebody's gonna use a super or whatever. So, I mean, it can be frustrating, but I don't try not to take it too serious because I'm just there. Like, I'm not trying to like have full map control. I'm not trying to spawn kill. Like I'm just playing a fantasy, just shooting shit, right? Yeah. So, but heavy ammo has always been the thing where like if somebody gets it, they just wipe the team. Like heavy ammo weapons in PvP are so strong. What they changed in this is they went back to kind of what it was like in D1, where if you pick up the heavy ammo, then any allies who are nearby can also get the heavy ammo, but everyone gets less. So you don't have somebody with like 100 bolts and a machine gun being able to kill like 10 people before he runs out of ammo, or somebody with like 3 rockets in their rocket launcher or whatever. You give everyone else less. But what I'm hearing is that's still just too much, especially for how frequent it appears on the map, that people still just are not happy with how it is. They also nerfed the range of hand cannons, which is arguably one of the more skill-based weapons in the game, so I know a lot of people are upset about that. The one good thing they changed is they made roaming supers, which are supers that you can run around and keep using your super until you run out of energy and not just the one-offs. They made people who are using them way less durable because they have been broken for a while. Somebody gets a roaming super and your immediate reaction is, I'm running the other way, and if he gets close to me, I'm jumping off the map to not give him a kill because I can't win this fight no matter what. And Bungie was like, we want supers to be something that's strong, but we want you to be able to still challenge somebody who just blindly runs into the enemy team with a super. I have noticed, I've kind of, to test it out, I've kind of popped my super and run at like 4 people to see it, and I have like died pretty quickly, so it does that. They've done well, but I think the ammo economy and everything is still something that Bungie's going to have to work on because people are not happy.
Good update.
Yeah.
Here's a quick tip: don't play Crucible.
I mean, you don't need to. Most of the best stuff in Destiny is PvE, but I still think quick play's fun.
Play Gambit.
Or Gambit.
Don't play Crucible.
Nice hybrid. Yeah, I'm sure Nick and I will have plenty to talk about throughout the coming weeks about this game, especially as it's evolving, but I think that's enough Destiny.
I'm gonna buy that finisher bundle when I get home today.
Oh my god.
Well, in that case, can we move on to
some news?
Well, before that, I want to talk about. Yes. So last week I told both these guys to play actually, and Ethan as well. This is sad. I was supposed to write down whoever made it. I'll look that up in a second.
But anyways, whoever made it,
like whoever the author or the dev.
Oh, okay.
His name or her name. Anyways, so I asked you guys to play a game called Death Game. Death by Majority. I asked you to play 15 minutes. What do you guys think?
Didn't play it.
Okay, fair enough. What do you think?
So, I played it. The first like 3 minutes made me want to not play it.
Sure. Because
it was a very weird intro to a game.
Mm-hmm.
And I still don't get why they had that intro. It doesn't really tie in with anything else, but I mean, whatever. It's interesting. The character interactions and everything is pretty cool. Well, I guess before I get my opinion, do you want to kind of like describe what the game is so people can kind of understand what we're talking about?
Okay. Well, so this game is a text-based visual novel-esque. It pretty much is a visual novel.
Yeah.
It's made by some Japanese developers and it's translated over into English by just a fan translator. So the version of the game that you're playing isn't official.
Okay.
But the developer allows it anyways because they don't have any official English translators. And it's a game in which you kind of have to go through this story in which you and a bunch of other strangers get kidnapped. You find yourself in like this.
Kind of like Saw.
Very much. You find
Yeah.
yourself in this facility somewhere. You don't know where it is, and everyone's trying to figure out why you're there. And there's some very brutal and some very creepy things happening. You wake up and you're tied to a bed along with a friend who's also been kidnapped. There's only one key and you have to get out, otherwise the other person will die, and that's how the game starts.
Yeah, so the game, you know, it's you fall in like after you survive like the whole key thing, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Spoilers. It's pretty cool that you like how the conversations are kind of an element of the game where you've got to like talk to certain people in a certain order. You've got to extract information and kind of like go deeper into what they're saying to get information, and then you can use that. You can use what you've extracted from one conversation with what you've extracted from another person's conversation to then progress it even further.
Yep.
So I like that. There was one part in the game where you had to convince somebody that you were trustworthy, and in doing that, you kind of went into this like conversation battle.
Yeah.
So you had to convince, basically, to explain what it is. You get in this room with 5 people. There are 9 chairs. 5 of them have dolls on them. 4 chairs are empty.
Mm-hmm.
There's a gun with 3 live bullets and 6 dummy bullets.
Mm-hmm.
You basically have to pick one of the 5 people who are there to be the shooter, and your 4 friends or 4 people there have to sit in the remaining 4 chairs. So 9 chairs, 9 bullets.
This is because there's a dude.
Yeah, there's like a Saw guy who's like
dude
watching
who's like,
over.
Do this or you're gonna die, kind of thing.
Some sadistic fuck.
Yep.
So basically you have three live rounds, 6 dummy shots. You have 4 friends, so you have good odds to save your friends. But what you basically have to do is you have to put the bullets in the barrel. Then the guy spins the barrel, and then you have to shoot each target, person and dummy, once, and hope you don't kill your friends. So when you're deciding who the shooter is, you basically have to go through this conversation thing to be like, okay, why should this person be the shooter? Why should this person? You go into the background of the police officer and find that he had to shoot, and ever since then he's never been able to shoot his weapon. So you rule him out, and then everyone except for one person kind of says that, okay, you're the person who should do the shooting. And this guy challenges you, and you go into this like battle mini game where he'll throw out ideas, and you pick which one you want to challenge. The weakest argument he has, or the one that you think you have the best rebuttal to. And you click that, and you either lose by him saying, "Well, my reason's like better," or win by having a counter argument that's better. And if you beat him more than he beats you in like the time frame, then
people will vote.
Yeah, you win, and you convince the other people to vote. So I ended up getting the votes 4-1. I convinced him to be on my side.
Yeah, but I didn't get that weird lady person that kind of who didn't say much. The long-haired. Anyways.
The cook?
Yes, the cook.
Same with me. The cook didn't vote for me. As for the actual bullet thing, it was pretty easy.
Was it?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I killed someone on my first attempt.
No.
You know, because I did. I loaded them. I went bullet, live bullet, 2 dummy bullets. Live bullet, 2 dummy bullets.
That's what I did.
Live bullet, 3 dummy bullets, right?
No, that wouldn't work. It'd be 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 9. It'd be live, dummy, 9. Live, dummy, live, dummy. That's 9.
Okay, anyways, I messed up the first time and I killed someone.
Oh no.
Because I didn't realize that
Who'd you kill? Don't tell me it was Joe.
It was the guy who convinced me not to
Wow.
the challenge. Yeah, so I killed the dude.
Baseball player.
Yep,
That's so rude.
But eventually I got it.
Did you lose when you killed him?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so you can't kill him. Okay.
My favorite part about this game is like the extract information.
Yeah, it's
all that like little mechanic, all set in this weird backdrop of
it's very interesting.
Yeah.
I will say the art style is very
like
weird.
Sure.
So it can definitely be off-putting.
Yeah.
For somebody
I think it's meant to be like that though. It's kind of supposed to be unsettling.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to be like in the very beginning when you're in the school and it's just empty and dark.
Yeah.
And you see that little figure come up. That's kind of like
and
unsettling.
It turns out to be Joe, but yeah. Yeah, and it's cool. Like when you're in rooms, you have to like click on different parts of the screen to like investigate, and either it'll come up with a bubble saying like what's going on, or you can actually like enter that area. Yeah, I think like that's as far as I got. I put about an hour into it, but my thoughts on the game is definitely pretty cool, and I think its strength definitely comes from the conversation and how you can like make your way through the conversations through extraction and the challenges.
I only shared it because I've never played a game quite like this one before.
Yeah,
with all these like weird little quirks and mechanics.
So, question for you before we move on: if I'm about an hour in and that's where I'm at,
Yeah,
roughly how long do you think it takes me to finish this game?
probably another 2 hours
Okay,
to
that's
get to
not
the end
bad.
of chapter 2. Chapter 3 and 4 still being written.
Okay, cool. Want to move on to some news?
Let's do it.
Okay. I guess we can start off with like probably the biggest news.
Did we talk? Okay, yeah.
What?
Cool. Never mind.
Okay.
I'll ask later.
Okay. Red Dead Redemption 2 finally has been officially announced on PC.
Quote unquote coming to PC.
Why do you
do you say
quote,
that?
unquote?
It's not coming to Steam till December.
Yeah.
So it's coming to Epic.
So there's quite an interesting way this is launching.
Intricate way it's launching.
So it's coming out November 5th, and I think
Mhm.
everyone knew this once Rockstar officially launched their own launcher that this was going to happen, but they've officially come out and said this is coming out November 5th. So pre-orders start tomorrow the 9th, October 9th, and
Remember, no pre-order.
but you can only pre-order it starting tomorrow on Rockstar's launcher.
Okay.
So from tomorrow until the 23rd, pre-orders can only be done on Rockstar's launcher. And if you do pre-order games in that window, you get a choice of 2 free Rockstar games. The options are GTA 3, GTA Vice City, GTA San Andreas, Bully Scholarship Edition, LA Noire Complete Edition, and Max Payne 3 Complete Edition. So you get 2 of those for free.
Everybody does that. Get Bully and Vice City.
Vice City's amazing.
You can't go wrong with those choices.
No love for San Andreas. Oh, I guess they already gave away San Andreas when they first dropped
San Andreas, I feel like Vice City is a more contained experience. San Andreas is like
Yeah, I like San Andreas a little bit better.
massive.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
It's a
that's
great
fair.
game, but I feel like Vice City. If you want a more contained experience, go for
Better
Vice City.
story too. I think Vice City has.
I just like the
Um,
setting better than San Andreas.
I've actually never played full confession. And if you pre-order a Rockstar's launcher, you get $20 off both special and ultimate edition.
They're making they want you. They're
They
enticing
want
you to.
they want you to
off their own
pre-order on
launcher.
those. But if this isn't an option you want, you go, oh, we already have 500 million launchers on my computer. Why do I want to add another one? Starting October 3rd, you can pre-order from Epic Games Launcher.
November 3rd.
October 23rd.
We said October 3rd.
Did I say 3rd?
Yeah, you said
Definitely
3rd.
meant 23rd. Okay, because October 3rd is already so 23rd, which is when the pre-order window for Rockstar Launcher ends, like the exclusive
Yep.
pre-order window. You can pre-order from Epic Games, Green Man Gaming, the Humble Store, and GameStop. You can actually buy physical copy of it.
Okay.
It is also going to be a launch title for Google Stadia this fall. And like Nick said, if you want it on Steam, you have to wait till December. No day
Hold
announced
on.
yet.
List off the ones you could pre-order on October 23rd again.
Epic Games, Green
Okay.
Man Gaming, Humble Store, GameStop.
So you can pre-order off at Green Man Gaming and Humble Bumble Store on October 23rd.
Yeah.
We gotta wait a month for Steam.
Yeah, and all
Like,
of those ones
what?
come out November 5th as well. It comes out on November 5th on everything but Steam.
Fucking weird, man.
That's
so
So a lot of people probably will wait for the Steam release. A lot of people, if you're somebody who you don't like Epic Games Launcher and you love having everything in Steam, wait the extra month. You've already waited a year. If you want your best value, Rockstar Launcher is probably the best bet. You save money on the edition. You get 2 free games.
For sure.
I mean, you can also do Humble because they do a thing where they donate some of their money to charity. So that's the charitable way to go. Or if you want a physical copy, GameStop is an option apparently, which surprised me, to be honest, because PC games in like physical stores is something of the past.
literally just not even, it's just a download code.
Yeah,
Like
it's just a download code and probably the case.
yeah.
And then Stadia. So that's the very complicated launch window that is this game. But PC is finally getting it.
Considering, just to mention Stadium, considering trying that out.
You'll have to pay a lot though.
Just to, yeah.
Because isn't it to first access it, you have to like.
When is it like release for the public? Any
I don't
idea?
fucking know.
Well, whenever that happens is when I'm gonna
It
try
comes out this fall, but I think you only get to play it if you bought in like the edition with like the controller and
You can
stuff.
still buy that.
True.
I think the like
Yeah, I'll just wait
membership
till.
one comes out next year.
I'll just
but
wait till then.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna try it out.
Is anyone here going to be getting it for PC? Red Dead?
I would like to. I have interest. So when the stars align.
Nick?
How about you?
I don't know. I don't like how Rockstar Games control. Like I don't like that tankish, sluggish control style.
Fair.
So
If you were to get it, PC would be your platform though, right?
yeah, would
'Cause-
not touch it on console.
Yeah. Quick question for you, Ethan. I know you pre-ordered it and got this shit day one because you love this game on Xbox. Is it so good that you justify buying it again on PC to play it on your computer since you've recently upgraded? You'll buy it, but once a sale comes along. Yeah.
Yeah, there's
For
no.
anyone who doesn't know, Ethan is a gigantic Red Dead fan.
There's
He
no
actually got me into the
Stadia
series.
release date yet. There's no Stadia release date yet. But October 15th is like their whole Google event where
Cool.
they're gonna reveal the worst kept secret they ever had, Google Pixel 4.
Yeah,
Cool.
seriously.
But yeah, but to get Stadia right now, you need to pre-order the Founders Edition bundle, which in Canada is 170.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I can bide my time. I'm what is known as a patient gamer. Play old games.
2 years after their
Yep.
release. My brother does that. He's got a backlog. He'll buy some games new, but he has a backlog of so many games that he's gotten like for $10 on sales. He's like, I don't mind waiting 2 years. Although I think he's going to get this day one.
My only day one purchases for the upcoming future are probably Cyberpunk, and probably Last of Us 2.
If you're going to pick games, those are some pretty good ones.
Hopefully, Cyberpunk is good.
I'm sure it will be. So
I might make some money this Thursday, so I might pre-order this Stadia thing.
What are you doing Thursday?
really,
Yeah,
you're going to buy into Stadia?
I need to try it out, see what it's like. I feel like I'm not.
Holy shit.
I feel like I won't get the true experience like in like this date because no one had not my internet speed is not what everyone else has.
No.
But like I feel like I have a very skewed opinion of it if I were to try it out.
But your internet speed is what they're trying to get for everyone eventually,
Yeah.
and what this runs off perfectly. So you'd be the perfect person to test
Do
this
you
out and give your opinions on
Want to
it.
share what you're doing Thursday?
I'm just gonna go do a side job.
You're working my corner, Nick. I'm gonna fight you.
My face think it's your corner.
Huh? Because I work there every Thursday.
Who do you think schedules your appointments? I own
God damn it.
everything.
God damn it.
I own
That's my
everything.
pimp.
You're not watching Critical Role on Thursdays? Fucking blasphemy, dude.
No, I'm probably. Oh, there's hockey Thursday. That's what I'll be doing Thursday. Watching the Leafs lose again.
Watch
Feels
Critical.
bad.
Watch the
gotta-
first campaign.
I
Or
gotta
listen to it.
fucking go to bed for work on Thursday.
How far are you on the first campaign, by the
Still
way?
the same spot I was before.
What's that, episode 70 or something?
60 something.
60 something? Cameron's almost finished.
I know. I
But
just
like I said,
I
you have to
usually
listen to it.
like
Sorry,
watch,
Brad.
listen when I'm
Okay.
playing Destiny 2. So now that I have stuff to grind for in Destiny 2,
Yeah.
once I finish latest episode of Critical Role, 'cause I think last week they did like a whole like Wendy's thing.
Oh my god, dude.
That was
Wendy's
fun.
thing?
Wendy's made their own like D&D adventure where like the
Oh, I heard about this.
Was it
where you go
some-
after like Ronald McDonald or
yeah,
something?
Ron Donald's
I
the bad
did-
guy at the end.
Yeah, I heard about this.
Apparently it's hilarious, but like I whatever. So I'm still
I
like
can't believe we live in a world like
Where that's a thing.
it's hilarious, man.
What, you don't find that funny?
So I got like maybe half an hour
A
left
little.
in the latest episode. Then once I finish that, I'll try to remember where I've picked off last left off on thing.
I'm considering starting a third rewatch of the campaign, but I probably shouldn't. So, you know.
Yeah.
So you can finish a campaign 3 times, but you can't finish a TV show?
What TV show am I missing?
Every TV show, bro.
Oh yeah, true.
Have you finished Avatar yet?
Nope.
God damn it, Shavik.
Sorry.
Ooh. I
Buy
did
what?
Red Dead. But I will be getting it for Steam.
I'm probably not gonna play online.
Yeah, the whole online of
Shark
of-
cards.
Yeah, I don't care. I
I can't compete with
Rockstar
Rich.
makes amazing open
oil.
world stories, and I
Yeah.
want to experience that. The online is.
I can't compete
Yeah.
with pay to play.
I'll probably try with you.
Yeah,
I should
I'm gonna
I'll play
play.
with friends. You won't see me sign in
Feel-
by myself
no.
and be like, I'm going to spend 3 hours online in this
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
But if friends are on, sure.
PC for online, are you gonna be restricted to just the platform you play on? Like, can I communicate with Rockstar launcher, Epic Games launcher, and Steam?
Probably.
They didn't say it, and I would assume that you would be able to. I feel like if that's
I
something that
know-
you have to
Has
specify.
has anyone done that before?
'Cause I
Like,
know-
split up the launchers.
I know it's not because I know like it. That you can for example, on Apex Legends, you can link your Steam friends account on the game
Yep.
to like invite your Steam friends, whatever. But I know Rockstar has their Rockstar Social Club, so I'm assuming that's how they do it, like
Sure.
cross launching distribution platform.
You probably have
whatever.
to opt into that even if you boot it through Steam or Epic, yeah.
Yeah, so
Just so that you have like a universal friends list.
I would assume that's how they do it, but like I would still say if you and your friends are gonna get our Red Dead Redemption 2 on PC, I would try to coordinate on the same platform to
Just
get
in
it on,
case.
just in case.
Yeah.
If you guys anybody's want to do that kind of online stuff.
I'm excited for this game though, because this is a game where I wanted to get it launched last year, but as usual, there's just so many games, and it was one of the ones where I was like, I really want you, but I got to push you aside because there's other games that I want more. And then throughout the year, I've always like thought about it, and it went on sale a few times on Xbox. But then in the back of my mind, I'm like, PC version
I
might come
haven't-
out. Your Xbox runs like a piece of shit. Just wait. So I'm
I
glad
haven't finished
I did.
GTA 5.
You never finished GTA 5?
No.
Great game.
I remember playing a bit. I feel like I don't know. It wasn't so compelling to me.
No? Oh, I love the whole like dynamic between the three characters and
Yeah, it was
being able to swap in whenever
pretty
you
good.
want. Wake like you switch into Trevor and he's like fucking asleep
I just didn't like
and
the
naked in a
gameplay.
dumpster or something.
as weird as that is
You
to
didn't
say.
like the gameplay?
No.
Well, like Nick said, I mean, if you're looking at Rockstar from a gameplay perspective, they do a good job, but it's definitely not the best thing
Sure.
that they do in their games.
What I
their
appreciate-
open world and their storytelling
Yeah.
is probably the best part.
That's what I appreciate, the storytelling and the open and like the sandbox you create.
Yeah. The gameplay, it
Gameplay was,
works, but it can be, like Nick said, sluggish.
I feel like you're
that's a good-
driving a tank.
occasionally.
Sure.
The driving, I think the driving they've
The
done.
driving is
but
always the best part of GTA games. Like it's I don't know why, but like they can't. I feel like they
Yeah,
can't get like
I agree.
character movement down right. I'm just
Character movement doesn't feel too bad. It's the shooting that really gets me.
It's just
The gunplay is just not great.
I want the gameplay to be good in my video game. How fucking hard is that?
Random question for you guys. We talked about driving. Do you guys ever like obey all traffic laws when you're playing GTA? And
Sure,
just like drive
sometimes.
around, like literally stopping at every red light.
Rarely.
There are like
I've done that before. It's so fun.
there are walkthroughs and let's plays on YouTube where like they play GTA but like follow street rules. It's hilarious to watch.
And you're just like chill. And the worst part is some of the AI don't even follow this shit. Like
Yeah.
I see them run reds all the time. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? I just thought I'd ask you guys. So transitioning from one Rockstar game to another, we got some information on a almost made game. in
Bully 2.
Bully 2.
Right. Turns out it's not almost made, so that's unfortunate.
Well, they
'cause-
fizzled out after a year and a half of development.
But they had like an open world segment of the game that was fully playable. So it had
just
come
could-
Mm-hmm.
along pretty decently far in development to have that.
They just couldn't figure out the rest of it. Like I don't blame them. Like if your development's not going well, just cut it.
Yeah. It's
Speak-
interesting because in the article when they were talking to people, they said it was kind of like something that just they had it and it just kind of fizzled away. Like it didn't seem like a scrap it, we're done. It just kind of like people stopped
they
like
probably had a good concept and then they couldn't execute.
yeah. Now talking
'Cause
about
literally the game is about bullying people,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
And if you were to make a game, you gotta look at the optics. So I know like GTA is kind of like they do parody a lot of things in
Sure.
like the real life, but
Sure.
Bully is literally about you just go around and bully the shit out of people. I know as a creative you shouldn't care about the optics of that game, but like at the same time like maybe Bully is a franchise that should probably stay in the past.
you've played the first one?
No.
Okay, have you? What are your thoughts on it as a game?
It's a pretty good game. It gets a lot into the psychology and like the ideologies. That's why I like it so much. It's like a lot about like trauma and pain and internal like it's all like crass. It's very crass, but it hints at it and there's like underlying I like it. It's a good game.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, for anybody who was wondering where the sequel went, why they never got a second one, this is
Yeah.
why. They attempted it, didn't work out. But they went on to make GTA 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2, so you can't really complain too much.
Some franchises deserve to be brought into new light. Some franchises probably stay in the dark and stay in the past.
Yeah. Some good news. Reggie, former CEO of Nintendo
Mhm.
America, was inducted into the
I didn't even,
International Video Game
I
Hall
didn't
of
know that
Fame, which I
existed.
didn't know was a thing.
Yep.
But
he's in there now. So
good for him.
yeah.
Less than like a year after his
Who
retirement,
else would you guys
he gets
put in there
inducted
or think would be in the International Video Game Hall of Fame?
Phil Spencer.
Phil Spencer for
For friggin'
resurrecting
like
Xbox.
saving Xbox from its
Yeah.
eternal
Okay.
doom.
Sure. Probably like
Um,
all the Nintendo dudes.
everyone from
Miyamoto.
Nintendo who's ever made a game.
Iwata.
Hideo Kojima.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kojima for sure.
John Kirby, the lawyer for Nintendo that
Sure.
saved them from something, who basically
yeah.
Kirby's named after.
Yeah,
Universal.
Who who recently passed, by the way.
yeah.
I'd put him in there for basically saving Nintendo. Nintendo, basically
Sure.
just Nintendo is a brand, a
Anyone
company
who's
for
like-
saving video games.
Yeah, yeah, true.
Yeah.
True.
I put myself in there for that one time I won a Halo free for all against like
That's
64
pretty
people.
big accomplishment,
Yeah.
especially coming from you. Like that's
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah, thank you,
so.
thank you. Thank you.
You'd have my vote on the ballot for
Appreciate
sure.
it.
You don't have my vote.
It's okay.
Oh, by the way, just as a random, like, speaking of like Hall of Fame, whatever, it's kind of like really off topic. The Hockey Hall of Fame, the Mark Messier Award. Do you know how it's awarded?
What's
What is
Mark
the Mark
Messier
The
Messier
for?
Award
Mark
for
Messier
people who don't know?
Award is given to a player who exemplifies leadership on and off the ice.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you think is awarded to a player?
Like who qualifies for it, or physically handed to the player?
What committee or who or what decides who gets the award?
Mark
The
Messier
NHLPA?
himself.
Yeah.
Is it actually?
Yes. It
Oh
is.
shit! I was just
It is
joking.
actually Mark Messier himself who decides who gets the award.
That's amazing.
Oh shit! It's just one dude.
One
Just
dude.
the dude who it was
It's
named
like
after.
it's awarded by Mark Messier after taking consideration from like fans,
Sure.
general managers, players, whatever. But it's
I was
like,
just kidding. That's amazing.
but like Mark Messier actually like decides who gets the award.
I mean, it makes sense. If you were such a good player for this purpose that they made an award after you, then you probably have the best judgment on
pretty sure
who
it's, like, the
deserves
only
or who
one,
followed
like-
your footsteps.
Which is the only one actually breathing out of all the award names to like hand out the award.
Yeah, a lot of them are named after very old hockey players from
Yeah.
long ago when the Leafs actually contended for cups.
Anyways,
We still do.
moving on from hockey.
As long as we don't run into Boston, we're fine.
True. God, I hate. So Nick, your buddy Randy has made headlines again, but a little different
Alright.
this time. Do you wanna
Alright.
talk about that?
So
Nick's buddy
For the
Randy.
Yeah, Nick
past-
and Randy are best friends.
for the past several weeks, I've been ever since the Borderlands 3 reveal, I've been giving Pitchford shit. Well deserved shit, by the way.
Yeah, he's a bit of a clown.
I've been wanting him to. I basically want to see him crash and fall. All that. He needs to shut up on Twitter still. Like, just get the off platform completely to stay off of it, or at least have a PR person.
I think
Personal
that's-
PR.
He needs
That's
to have
good
like
general
a,
advice for everyone in life. Just get off Twitter.
Yeah,
get
Twitter
off.
is a fucking cesspool. You know,
Yes.
Disney almost bought Twitter several years ago,
Oh God.
but then because they wanted to like basically renew it for the like a modern age or whatever. But then they saw how shitty it was, and it's like, nah, fuck that, we want out.
I like and hate Twitter at the same amount.
Yeah.
But I agree. Randy should have like this thing where he tweets, and then it goes to somebody else, and then they go, "Should he actually say this?"
No, not just one person, but an entire
a whole
committee,
committee?
He needs
of
he needs
people.
a PR committee for just
And then,
himself.
and then they vote on whether this tweet should actually be released to Twitter, and then
Or
if
they
it
could like
gets
edit
passed-
it and like
Yeah.
He needs to be vetted. Like,
sure, yeah.
every day of his life. Anyways, he was recently exonerated from all the charges or whatever in court, and him and the former lawyer of Gearbox like apologized in private and like made peace.
They struck
So
a deal.
He
We've seen enough episodes of Suits. They struck a deal.
so he's been. I should mention for all the shit given him, and I'm not gonna be silent on it. He was exonerated, so good for him, I guess.
Yeah.
You will probably no longer hear me talk about him, probably. Slightly
Until
probably.
until his
TM.
next
Yeah, until his
Twitter
next fuck up.
freak out.
Anyways, move on from that.
Give a little update on your buddy. Okay.
we got
so-
a big one, and then we got some smaller
Oh,
stuff.
well, Doom Eternal made news today. Like,
Oh, yeah, I
literally,
forgot to write it
like,
down.
A couple hours ago.
Some sad news.
It's been delayed till March 20th, 2020.
True,
No.
true.
So whatever, more time work on the game.
Yeah.
It's always good. Delayed game is always better. Whatever that famous Nintendo quote is. Rush game isn't. So
I'm happy that they're delaying it because they've acknowledged they need more time. But the sad thing is they're going from one tough release window to another because they're
Yeah.
going into March, which is just after Last of Us 2. You've got Cyberpunk. But I mean, in this day and age with so many video games, there's almost never a easy time to release a game where there's no competition.
Summertime.
So even summer, Nintendo
Literally-
pushed hard this summer.
yeah, but that was just Nintendo. Like
that's true.
It was just Nintendo. Like if you
But maybe other companies will fall through because if you look, there are 3 games that came out in the summer. Three Houses, holy shit! 3 Houses, Mario Maker, and Astral Chain. They all sold so well.
and the only big titles come up those 3 months too. So
Yeah.
you know what the first Last of Us released in June?
Did it actually?
I'm pretty sure it did.
I got that day one. And I didn't even remember.
But
that.
yeah, just
You just randomly decided to pick up Last of Us Day 1.
guys,
Naughty Dog. I came off of
publishers,
Uncharted. So.
if you're listening, June, July, August, start selling your games there. Like,
yeah,
you think kids are out playing sports? Nah, fuck that. They won't be able to start playing video games all summer, man.
yeah. They only listen to their parents so much.
Yeah,
man.
like just go, just do it. You'll make money, trust me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's sad.
yeah.
But
Did we talk about the PS4 crossplay last week?
In terms of the fact that they have like it came out of beta. Yes, we did mention
Okay,
that.
I just forgot about that.
Okay, so I have an article here, and then there's also some new information about a new console. Which one do we want to do first?
Do the article.
Do the article. Okay. So this kind of ties into when we're talking about Red Dead Redemption 2 and platforms and stuff like that. So it's an article. Don't roll your eyes. I know you're going to roll your eyes, but this article is
Have
actually
I ever
really...
rolled my eyes on the show once?
Yes.
Okay.
No proof.
It's an IGN article. Relax, everyone chill.
Oh my god, IGN?
It's actually done pretty damn well, completely unbiased, and the guy who wrote the article, Tom Marks, did a lot of research in it. So everyone gets IGN shit. They rightfully deserve, but this is actually a good article. So Tom Marks basically contacted plenty of retailers and everything to kind of investigate this whole thing about who gets what cut.
Oh.
Have you read the article?
Yeah.
Damn it. Okay. Well, I purposely didn't link it because I hoped you guys hadn't read it, but I guess I'll get you, Shamik. So he contacted, Steam, Epic, Humble, Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, like all of them, and wanted to know just how much each company takes, because Steam has kind of been painted as this evil, or Valve has been painted as this evil, company that takes so much money from the devs, and here comes Epic Games to be like 12%, we're the heroes. So it kind of shines some light into it. So I kind of want to quiz you a little bit and ask you about them. So
Okay.
he has online retailers in terms of Steam, Epic, Humble, itch.io, I believe is what it is. I've never heard of this store before.
It's for like games made on Pico.
Okay.
Or
original Celeste was Pico.
Sorry?
The original thing of Celeste was Pico. GOG and Microsoft's online store. So Steam, Epic. So Steam sits at 30%, although they have that thing where when they reach 10 million and 50 million, they decrease the cut that they take. Epic is 12%. Do you have any guesses for Humble, GOG, itch.io, and Microsoft for their online storefronts? So this is Microsoft
Microsoft
online.
is probably... So what's Steam?
Steam's 30.
Microsoft's probably around that.
Okay.
Humble, probably close to that. 25, 20. What else am I guessing?
GOG and itch.io.
GOG, probably also close to that. itch.io, they might be more developer friendly because there's a lot of indie games on their thing, so maybe closer to 12.
You actually did a pretty damn good job. So Microsoft sits at 30 as well. GOG sits at 30. Humble sits at 25, but only 15% they take. 10% is donated. And itch.io is actually the most interesting one. The devs choose how much that they get.
Yeah,
and I guess because of how that one operates. So going to consoles, you've got PlayStation's store, you got Xbox, and you got Nintendo eShop.
PlayStation, Xbox, and the Xbox one, probably 30 again because it's Microsoft.
Yeah.
PlayStation, Sony, probably up there somewhere, and then Nintendo, probably up there as well.
Honestly, Nintendo feels like it's like more sometimes because some of the games that you see on eShop and then some games you see elsewhere, it's like they're up marked like $5-10.
Funny you say that. So again, all three of these are 30%.
Okay.
Nintendo eShop used to be 35 with the Wii shop, with the WiiWare.
Makes sense.
So this is a change that they made for the Switch and the 3DS.
Oh wow, 5%, so big.
I mean, when you think about a lot of games, that actually does add up.
Yeah.
I guess you can kind of see the trend that's going, so I won't keep quizzing you. But mobile, Apple and Google, 30% each.
Yeah.
Physical stores, GameStop, Amazon, Best Buy, Walmart, 30%. So, and he contacted all of these people to find this out. So I'm not really, trying to say like one is bad, one or the other, but it's interesting that how crazy people have reacted over Steam, but this is actually the norm across almost everything. Like Epic is like one of the first across any kind of retailer to really challenge this industry standard that's 30%. And then when you think about it, so say you sell a game, they take 30%, and then you think about how much the publisher takes before the devs even see money, right? Because the publishers, they're funding this project, so they're taking a huge cut of that 70%.
Mm-hmm.
The devs, I bet you devs only see 15-20% on a lot of the games, which still could be a lot of money.
Little copies, it's like the retailer takes that 30%.
Then you've got packaging costs.
Yeah, I would say the devs probably see much less than.
You think less than 15?
Probably.
I think it depends on the deal being struck between the developer and publisher. I think if it's a publisher-owned studio, you developers probably see a little will probably see a little more.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Whereas if it's like a partnership,
Yeah, the partnership kind of thing, you probably see a little less depending on the thing.
and it's interesting because I mean I can understand it for some of these stores because I mean they've got to make their money too, right? Especially like things like Amazon and GameStop. Like you're known for selling games, so obviously your name carries weight. The fact that you have stores everywhere carries weight, and you should get a cut. But this article kind of goes into that, and then there's a couple people who remain anonymous, but they talk about how they think the industry needs to change and how this percentage needs to come down. Um, quick thoughts on it. Like with it being 30%, do you guys think that this is something that's still too high and that needs to change, or do you think this is probably the most fair way to do it for everyone involved?
I don't think it's gonna change because for one, I think the next generation video games gonna be more expensive to buy.
You think they're finally going to raise the
I
price?
think they're finally gonna raise the
Because
price
that's
on video
interesting. Because
games.
if you look at the last 15 years, everything's gone up. Groceries have gone up. You know, phone, like everything electronic.
Yeah.
Video games have stayed the same. The only time they've gone up here is when our dollar shit the bed, and it went from 60 to $80 for a game. But like, I've been paying that much. I paid the same amount for a game now than I did on my 360 in 2005.
Yeah, even like back late 1990s, you're still paying the same amount of money.
Do
Like
you think this will be the
I think
generation
this
that
generation,
finally?
yeah, I think so.
How
So
much? In Canadian, so we pay 80 now. What do you think it'll push?
it'll definitely go over. For us, it'll be over 100. I think like after tax and all that, it'll definitely be over $100.
Yeah. What about you?
What's the question again?
What do you think about like it being the industry standard? Do you think this is like the most fair way? Do you think that the industry's been getting away with taking too much?
That's a hard question.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
answer it with the limited information
Mhm.
been given. Obviously,
I think it's fair if both parties agree it's fair.
yeah,
It's not fair up until the point one party's like, no.
well, fair enough. But yeah, so anyone who wants to read the article, it's really well done. Obviously, goes into a lot more detail than what I wrote down, but I'm not going to be here reciting like a 15-minute article for you guys. So
I just think that would you rather pay $20 for a video game with no MTX bullshit?
yes,
Yes. So sad we're in that world.
do we want to ramble about this for like a quick couple
Go for it.
minutes? It pisses me off how storefronts have turned into this. And I'm going to use an example of a game that I just recently got and I love to death, but their store sucks, and that is Gears of War 5.
I figured
So-
going for that.
Gears of War 4 came out with one of the most frustrating loot box mechanics ever. You have Gears 3, and that game launched with like 40 playable characters. You do various challenges throughout their challenge menu, like getting a certain amount of kills with this character, and you get like play a certain amount of online games, beat the campaign on this difficulty, like all
Unlock
sorts of
stuff.
this.
Yeah.
You get new costumes, you get new weapon skins, all this stuff. They had a few that you could buy, but it was not that many, and they were cheap. And then Gears of War 4 comes along, and they introduce the most aggressive like loot boxes I think I've ever seen in like a console game. Holy crap! They
It's
came
funny
out.
how like that wasn't like the poster boy for loot boxes, but Battlefront 2 was.
Yeah, I think if Gears was a bigger game and not just on one console, it
Yeah.
would have made a bigger impact. But they were charging like $7 for a loot box that contained the chance at like a good weapon skin. The chance, $7 Like these were, and you could earn them in game, but you got like for an online match, you'd probably get anywhere from like 40 to 60 coins, and you needed 2,000 to open one of
Like
these
one
boxes.
a month if you grind.
Yeah, and what they would do is they would capitalize on FOMO. So they would basically release this and be like, you only have 1
Yeah.
week to get these skins,
So
and then we're
scummy.
pulling them away.
Yeah.
You can't earn enough boxes to get the skin you want, and there was no dupe protection. Because I
Oh.
remember they
Huh.
they were in the first month they released a Carmine bundle where you could get skins like Ben Carmine skins, Clayton Carmine skin, Anthony Carmine skins. I got the same goddamn Anthony Carmine sniper skin like 20 times.
Sorry.
No, I don't care. And I didn't get the one I wanted, and I grinded that shit out like crazy. So then they kind of came in as like saviors, and they're like, look, we're gonna have the most friendly storefront ever,
Yeah.
no loot boxes. And I'm like the dumbass I am. I was like, all right, I believe you. I believe you. And then I get this game, and they were right.
Take the wheel.
They included a lot of stuff for free. They have weapon skins that you can earn through their free season pass. And they've got a lot of blood sprays, which it's a whole other thing. They've kind of clogged like their loophole with like this useless stuff. But there are stuff that you can get in game for free, and there's like skins and stuff. So I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool. There's definitely not enough characters or skins that the game should have launched with, but at least I'm not having to grind all these stupid loot boxes. Then they release their store, and they have like one blood spray, which is when you execute an enemy, the blood that goes on the ground, you can get like a certain pattern that it shows, and it disappears in like 5 or 10 seconds. And usually when you're playing Gears, you're not staring at the ground to see what your blood looks like. You're gonna shoot the next guy who's running at you with a nasher.
Yeah.
You don't have time for that.
When I first saw blood spray, I was like, so it's like a spray put onto a wall?
Yeah, no, it's
Nope.
literally just when it's not even like CS:GO where you could like spray the walls and
Yeah.
run by. They were like $5. You wanted to get an execution, which is just a way you kill an enemy with a certain gun.
$7.
$9.
Damn.
You want a skin for a
Damn.
character? One of the skins was $15, and all it was just like chrome armor for Foz.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, how have we come this far where I'm paying $80 for this game, and then you're still asking me to pay $15 to get chrome armor for one character in a game where you don't have enough skins or characters already to begin with?
The golden age of gaming is plagued by
And I blame mobile games.
facetious,
I blame mobile games 100%.
predatory. It's not just mobile games. I think even if it hadn't been for mobile games, this
You
would
think they would have got here eventually?
maybe not as fast.
Yeah.
You know, because mobile games set the way or whatever, but it would have happened.
But it just,
Okay.
it's so frustrating. So when you ask me that question, $20 and get everything, in a
I'm-
heartbeat.
why-
Curious as to how Destiny's 2 microtransaction store will evolve over time now that they're free to play.
I hope it's still friendly.
Because right now it's actually like, it's pretty decent for
yeah.
what you can buy and what you can get. Like you still get a lot of stuff for Bright Dust, and there's still some. I hope they keep the skins exclusive to silver only, because that would probably be the best way to do it, like your gun skins and all that. And
Yeah.
I like how the when you buy ornaments now, it's universal to every armor. So like when you buy an ornament, you don't feel like you're buying for a certain set of armor. You're buying for all your armor, so that's still a pretty decent deal.
Yeah.
I'm curious to how like over time now that they're full free to play, how it's gonna change every season.
Hopefully not too bad.
That's why I don't feel too terrible about like missing out on some of these great games.
Yeah.
Because games don't. It's not like, I don't know. Games are just different now.
And that's the worst part. Is like Gears of War 5, aside from the store, I'd give this game like a 9 out of 10. Like this game's
Yeah.
amazing, but the store is just such a joke. And I remember buying DLCs like 5 or 10 years ago, and sure, it's like the back in my day, but like you would buy a DLC and you would get like new like missions, you'd get like 5 new characters, a whole bunch of new weapon skins, and it was like $10-15, and now they're asking me to pay that same money for one freaking chrome skin on Foz.
I guess in a way I'm a conscientious objector.
What are you laughing at?
I timed out Matthew for a pun.
Oh, nice. Holly's wheezing.
Can I
So-
undo it?
But
I
it's
guess
just,
I like if I even
Yeah, I
felt like
can.
even if I had a choice, I probably wouldn't, like if I was affluent enough to not really think about buying these games. I want to say I probably still wouldn't buy too many of these games because
simply because of that. And that's such a shame because you're having to make the choice and not give money to a game you want to play because of how aggressive
But-
they're. But how else?
but
how
that
else?
I think I have to stand somewhere
Yeah.
on my morals.
And I'm not saying that you. It just sucks that you have to sacrifice experiencing these games because of this
Yeah,
bullshit,
but
right?
it's worth it though because I don't want to feed a market that
Yeah, but it shouldn't.
preys
You
on-
shouldn't have had to make this decision in the first place. This
Yeah.
shouldn't be something that you as a consumer have to
I agree.
purposely miss out on something fun. Because
I think this will drive like I think microtransactions are, you know how like gaming was really flourishing and going mainstream.
yeah,
I think it's a small hindrance to it really, because a lot of people when they think gaming they think like predatory tactics to take your money. Like people who don't really play games. Like
yeah,
ask my brother isn't really too much into video games.
yeah,
Aside from what we used to play, and I ask him like, are you trying to get this game? Are you trying to get that game? And the first thing he always asks me is like, are there like extra costs and like is it pay to win and shit? That's always his first question, and it's a fair question.
yeah.
Is it pay to win?
It shouldn't be a question we have
No.
to ask these days, but
Yeah.
this is the reality.
So that's, I mean, I don't have a choice, but even if I did, I would like to think I would vote with my wallet
Yeah,
and try not to encourage this kind
I
of
just
thing.
I pray that we escape this bullshit
I think
in the
we
years
might
to come.
eventually.
I know they're dialing it back, but it's just
I think what they're doing it is dialing it in. In fact, they're not really dialing it back.
just-
They're finding more subtle.
they're like, okay,
ways
this didn't
to
work. Let's try this.
Extract the dopamine hit.
Yeah,
There's people sitting somewhere, like I've said.
Remember when
Yeah.
2K20 showed you exactly what it was, put slot machines in its game trailer?
yeah,
Like, yeah, we have them, so here we are up front with it.
yeah. I mean, at least they're not hiding it, but it's ridiculous. And
It's bringing the casino to your home.
Yeah.
Really, I'm surprised there aren't more like big casino money in video games. Maybe that's where some of the investors are. I bet you there is. Who knows?
Probably.
Make games more expensive. I think that's the
That won't fix it.
But,
Because the
but
greed will
companies
always
won't,
be there.
companies won't do that. They'll be like, we could charge 20 more, or we could charge every player $20 for a skin. We're gonna profit off of that. I agree with you. I'd rather do that, but I like as long as the investors are
How about
sitting
you,
there
Nick?
like we
You
need
always,
to be better every
I want to
year.
hear like if you have any solutions to this, because whenever we talk about this kind of thing, you always just like, oh, it's here to stay. There's nothing to be done about it. Is that like how you ultimately just feel?
I just like
we just fucked.
Yeah, like you don't.
I mean, like in
There's no way
such
to-
situations, like you are just fucked. Like you could say vote for wallet, but there are literal
Sure.
billions of people on this planet.
For every like 100 people who don't buy a game, one whale erases
Yeah.
that hit in the market
Yeah.
by
Or, like,
buying like $2,000 in microtransactions.
I would say for every one person that boycotts, 10 more buy the game.
Speaking of microtransactions, if we want to move on to RuneScape 3,
another game with disgusting
some-
microtransactions.
someone spent $63,000 on the game.
62,000, isn't it?
60 something like that. Anyways, 60 some plus thousand.
If you're in the thousands, what the fuck?
I mean, like we're
It's
in the
got a lot
thousands
of
for
money
League
to
of Legends,
spend.
so
So
yes, we are. Brad admitted to it.
I know, but yeah, sorry,
yeah,
62,000.
just kind of tacking onto this. I just wanted to mention it, but it kind of fits in here.
the
it's crazy to me.
fact that you can spend that much in a game.
It's not okay. It's not
is
about
crazy.
the monetary amount to me, because some people are super rich and they can afford it. It's more of the fact that you do it again and again that many times to like get an advantage. You know what I mean? It's not exactly the monetary amount. Like imagine if it was like $63 and no one else was spending money, that would probably still be like, you know what I mean? Like he's willing to put real money into the game. Does that make sense at all? No?
to get an advantage.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. It just like games to me are not about like how much real world money you can pump into them. I don't know if that resonates with either of you, but
Yeah, I mean, I want to buy my game and be able to play it at
Yeah.
the full experience. And I mean, I'm not here to say I never buy microtransactions. I'll buy cosmetics and stuff for games that I like, but it's a problem when a game purposely withholds content to then sell it to you at a stupid price. And going back to my example of Gears 5, it launched with like 10 playable characters or like 12 playable characters, whereas Gears 3 launched with like 40. And then they're then trying to like sell them to you in
Mhm.
this outrage. Like that's where I draw the line. When you literally go, we have this content made, but we're gonna pull it and then put it in a
do
ridiculously
you know
predatory
what
store
the best DLC I ever bought was?
for any game.
Yes.
Are you gonna say the Oblivion one?
No.
Shivering Isles, that was an amazing
It was.
DLC.
I got the
Okay.
Game of the Year edition, by the way.
Shivering Isles was so
So,
good.
The best expansion pack, it was called an expansion pack back then, was Battlefield 2 Special Forces. It was $15. I bought that expansion. I got, I think, like 6 fully realized maps. I got,
That's more than Battlefield 5 launched with.
I don't know, like 20. Really?
No, but I think they launched with like 9.
I got like
I think
20.
they have like 9 maps
20
right now.
new weapons. I got like 20 new vehicles. I got like new characters.
Yeah,
We just don't do that anymore.
You get one of those for $15 now. Pick your poison.
Yep.
One map, one new character, one gun skin. You get one of those 15.
It's because they can.
I'm just curious to like when people say like they developed games like 3-4 years. I'm like, so in those 3-4 years, you like never developed content to launch with the game.
They did. They just developed it to sell later.
I don't know. I just feel like there's sometimes I just focus on too many, like one thing for too long. It's like, oh, we forgot to do X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just
That's why I'm glad my PC broke
You're gonna.
a little bit,
But
because
you just play on your laptop.
I play League on my laptop, which sucks, by the way, at 30 FPS, so it's
Oof.
unlucky.
Are you on console?
Yeah. So that's why I'm glad I have no money, so I can't.
So you
I
don't
can't.
fall prey
So
to
I'm not
this?
tempted to just throw it all away at predatory tactics, because I'm a weak man. I'm gonna be honest,
That's how they
gets me.
capitalize, because they know we're like.
and I
we're
want to
weak.
build that strength. You know, I want to be able to
Yeah.
have the willpower to resist these things.
And a lot of
So,
times they do this whole like, if you don't get it now, you'll never get it, to kind of be like, eh.
I have
Yeah.
to. That is one thing I'm trying to get over, like the FOMO of like missing out on like prestige edition skins and whatever.
It's
and-
real, and I'm not gonna lie. Like I've almost bought stuff because I'm like,
Yeah.
shit. What if I can't get it later?
Yeah.
Like it's a real thing, and it's because they do research. They get people who know the innards and
Yep.
the inner workings of the human brain, and they get them to figure out. There was like, was that guy from Europe who was doing that presentation
Yeah.
about how they monetize games,
Yeah.
because like they literally
Leave your ethics at the door.
yeah, they study your brain to know how they can manipulate you. It's fucked.
I just Honestly, people talk about FOMO. I'm just like, is
Honestly-
FOMO actually real? Because like, I don't feel any of that shit. Like, I see something like play for a week and you get this box. I'm just like, nah.
Maybe not for you, but
Fuck
for
you.
a ton of people.
Like Division 2, they had when they first launched, they launched some sort of event like where if you played during this certain time frame, you get this gun. I'm like, nah.
You've never felt that?
No,
ever?
I've never felt like
Damn.
the urge to like go and play during a certain amount of time to get this thing. I'm just like, I just don't
It
care
hits
enough.
me
Like,
occasionally.
I've
Sometimes
had FOMO. For
sometimes
I
sure.
just like
I'll-
I'd rather play what I want to play than be forced to play something that I don't really feel like playing right now.
Yeah,
just for
that's
this
where
one thing.
that's
I'm
where I
just-
got to eventually. But
I've grinded out shit
sure.
that I haven't had fun grinding because I didn't want to not have the thing. I'm
Yeah.
I'm
I
100%.
just don't
fall
care
prey to
anymore.
that.
Like if you're gonna,
I want to get to where you are. That's my goal, is to not give a shit, because then I won't fall
Mhm.
prey to these tactics.
And it's
but-
not even at this point. It's not even like they're just using you against yourself. You know,
Oh, for sure.
it's not even like probably a dude. It's probably just some machine learning
Skynet,
bullshit.
dude.
It's
Skynet.
It's like I could have easily grinded out Destiny 2 to the point where I'd be raid ready
Yeah.
for like Saturday, but I'm just like, but that's no fun. Like, why would I do something that's not fun?
Sure.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it. Like, if I just like doing something that's involves FOMO is not fun.
Now, here's the thing, though. So say they had the raid, and you could only do the raid if you grinded it out for that week, and the raid was gone. You could never try it again. Would you feel, not necessarily would you do it, but would you feel like a little bit worse about
Sad,
making that decision that
even,
you couldn't do the
Or
raid?
terrible about that.
Obviously, that would be like the stupidest thing that Bungie could do. But
Yeah.
say that was an example. Would you feel a little worse about not grinding out?
Nah.
Damn.
I'd just be like, well, if
Nick,
you're
you should
gonna,
open up like a classroom for like
if you're gonna
low
have like a
power
limited
101.
time, like limited time raid, and you
Seriously.
only open the thing just one time, just like, then what's the point of the fucking raid?
Yeah.
Like that's stupid.
See, but in
Whatever.
my head, I'm like, fuck, I want to be one of those people who did it.
I just like
And
I
that's
just
the,
wouldn't
that's
care.
the FOMO in the back of my mind. Like, bro, you got to get on that shit.
It's like there'll be enough YouTube videos to watch afterwards. What's
True.
like,
True. Swipe ahead over here.
so I'm just like whatever.
It's a big deal. Fucked up.
There's a lot of gamification happening inside of our games, inside of life, inside of our apps, everything. Gotta
Yeah.
be wary.
It's a scary world.
How about the PS5? Yeah.
Yes.
Do it.
Move on.
So literally this morning I woke up and I saw an article from The Wired, exclusive details on the PS5. I'm like, oh, all right. It's the first time they're calling it the PS5. Sony
Mhm.
is, which is quote unquote a big deal. Like,
PSV.
like if they weren't gonna call it PS5, it'd be kind of weird.
Yeah, I think like everyone knew this is what they were going to call it at this point.
Here's the next-
You've counted to
yeah.
4. Why would you stop at 5?
What if the next Xbox be called Xbox 2? It'd be hilarious.
No, it's
See,
gonna be
Xbox
called,
is
like,
going to do something weird.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
probably.
they've done
Xbox
360.
O. It's gonna be Xbox O.
You remember when everyone thought it was going to be Xbox 720?
That would have been hilarious.
Do you remember when that
yeah.
was like the running rumor?
Yeah.
I don't know what Microsoft's going to do. It's going to be something like because one was like everything in one place. So it's going to be
Yeah.
something like that where it's
yeah.
like incorporating the features.
Anyways, the PS5. So we got some solid details on it.
Yeah, it was actually a pretty in-depth
Um,
article from Wired.
Launching holiday 2020, like everybody expected it to.
Yeah, so
kinda
same
obvious.
window as Scarlet.
It's gonna have an SSD in it, which I think they confirmed before, but the
Yeah.
SSD gives them more options to like, have games run faster.
No
have,
drive.
Like,
No drive. No optical drive.
yeah, games will run faster. They'll play better, and it won't dupe as many assets as it normally would in optical drives.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing is that
Which I didn't know that actually. I learned that
yeah,
just by reading the article.
Yeah, I never knew that either.
they're gonna have ray tracing hardware, not software solution like everybody was fearing it would.
Yeah.
So like ray tracing will be built into the system, which I guess is the hot new thing in gaming.
Sure, I guess that's where
graphics
we're
right
going.
now.
We've kind of reached a peak where, aside from like certain things like ray tracing and pushing like 4K, like graphics have kind of been pushing the limits. So now, like with the SSD and stuff, it's all about load times. It's all about
Yeah.
getting these high fidelity like games and getting them to run as fast as
Law
possible.
of diminishing returns, right?
Yeah,
Going from 2 pixels to 16 is a huge deal. 16 to 128 is a huge deal. But going from 1 million to 2 million, do you really notice the difference?
yeah. At that point,
Yeah.
it's like okay,
It's
so
all-
then
yeah,
it's
it's
all
all-
about load times.
It's all about
and
the CPU now,
speed.
because
yeah,
the reason why games were hindered past two generations, not because of graphics. You can make the game look great on a 360, PS3.
think
One,
about
and
the load
PS4.
times we've had.
It was
right?
the CPU and all that stuff around
Sure,
it.
sure,
Graphics were always being pushed, but
Yeah.
the CPU wasn't. So now they're pushing
Compute
that
power.
stuff.
well,
right?
that's coming from Destiny on console, loading into the
Yeah.
So
tower in
speaking
3
of CPU,
minutes.
you want to mention it? We're getting an AMD Ryzen in this thing.
Yeah, so similar build to what Scarlet's doing. They're
Is it
using-
now? Is it proprietary for the PS5? Probably, right?
No, it's gonna be the same exact structure for Xbox and PlayStation.
But they're not.
Oh.
They're not ones that you can buy for
Yeah,
your PC.
it's basically designed for the console.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
reason why
But they're sharing it. The same. It's going to be the
It's
same.
essentially the same.
Okay, essentially the
With
same.
like few modifications between
Sure,
each
sure, sure,
console,
sure.
but like essentially the same. The reason why they're doing it, back the 360 was, okay, so I'll go back a little bit in time. The 360 was so popular for develop games on was because it was easy to develop games on that.
Sure.
PS3 not so much. PS3 went
Oh.
to this weird architecture hardware thing where like you really had to like dissect and learn the console to like develop games
Do you
for
remember Skyrim on the PS3?
that. Yeah, that's why
Prime example. That shit did
360
not
got
run well.
all these games for it, and they were running so much better because the hardware was a lot easier to develop on.
Mhm.
Fast forward to the Xbox One and PS4, they use almost the exact same hardware, so it's easy to develop for each one. I think this generation. That's why the PS5 is gonna have backwards compatibility with the PS4 because the PS3 they don't have that weird PS3 architecture. That's why the PS3 cannot be forward compatible with the PS4.
Yep.
It's because of the weird architecture and hardware they designed.
And thank God that's a thing, because that's like one of the hardest things about consoles, having to like leave behind your library. Whereas PC, you can play everything whenever, right?
Just how Sony decided to design their consoles for some
Yeah.
fucking reason.
Well, even Microsoft, they still had to release the emulator to get them to work, right?
But it was easier for them because like
yeah,
the hardware wasn't much different, just upgraded pieces, right?
yeah.
But yeah, the CPUs will be a lot better. They're gonna have modular game installations.
This is cool.
So this is gonna be, I think this is what probably one of like the sneaky good features of the console where
I think it's gonna be the norm too moving forward.
It should be the norm,
Yeah.
in my opinion. I think it will be. You can basically install your single player only campaign or your multiplayer only content without having the other one installed. So if you just wanna, if you've got a new game, like say you got new Call of Duty and came with a new campaign multiplayer, if you didn't care about the campaign, it's multiplayer only. If you want to play the campaign and play multiplayer later on a date, we have to download that stuff at home or sleeping. Play campaign only. You don't have to install that second piece until you really want to.
Which saves you on storage space and saves you on download time.
Yeah,
which is huge.
So that'll be great. They're coming up with a new user interface. They didn't really go into much detail, but they're gonna redesign it again.
I'm excited.
Basically, you just get like more information about specifics about what people are doing without having to open the games.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess that's nice. It's nothing crazy, but that's cool.
New AMD video card.
Yeah,
or video GPU, the
Navi architecture.
That's what it means, which is new and coming
Pandora.
out. I'm interested in
Avatar.
Oh,
James Cameron's movie.
Okay, sorry.
Never mind.
It's been a while.
I'm interested in the haptic feedback on the triggers.
Yes,
because I'm a shooter guy, and if they can differentiate the feel of a gun based on how the trigger feels, I'm excited.
It'll be interesting, but I think it's gonna be. I think it depends. Like, your hardware can do it. Depends on what software wants to use it, right?
Sure.
Yeah, it's an option there, and how devs kind of incorporate this.
Hopefully they embrace it. So
they're bringing the speaker back like they did on the DualShock 4, which I'm surprised with. I'm just
this one gonna be called the DualShock 5?
Probably.
Okay.
Like I don't know.
Seems to be like Sony's kind of trend.
Yeah. I guess they're improving the speaker.
It's interesting that they're doubling down on that because that's such like an unused.
It's only first party games used it.
Yeah, like not many devs opt into this thing, so I'm surprised that they're still pushing it as like a feature.
I've only noticed first party games like use a touchpad like well and use the speaker at all because like I'm just.
Is there a mic in there?
No, it's just a speaker.
Just speaker, yeah.
Like I've only noticed. I only play first party games to be honest on the PS4 on my PS4 because I don't touch any third party stuff. But like only the first party games use it. I know The Witcher 3 had very cool interactions with touchpad in terms of like accessing your different menus. Like you swipe up that way, swipe down that, left and right. Same with Days Gone. Like swipe up, left, down, right. You access different menus. I know Death Stranding is gonna use the speaker. How the baby communicates to you.
BBs.
Yeah, it's fucking weird.
BBB.
I guess it's because like if you're a company and you're making this game for multiple platforms, that's just extra dev time for one
specific
platform,
feature,
right?
Yeah.
A funny story. Back in the PS3 days when Walking Dead was being released on that console, that they didn't certify the game properly. So when the game released on PS3, they had all the prompts to press all the buttons were Xbox controller prompts.
Amazing.
Oh, like A, B, X, Y.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
When
that's
first
hilarious.
they obviously patched it in that it was PS3 controllers.
People are like, "What the fuck is A button?"
And
that's
then
hilarious.
all the controllers will be USB-C ports, so you can charge and all like that. Which I think USB-C is going to be the standard.
That's the new standard.
Moving on, because USB-C, it's fucking glorious. I love it so much.
And you don't have to be like, "Oh shit, this way."
It just goes
either way.
And you can transfer data, video, power. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, solid PS5 details until they reveal it at some point next year.
Yeah, and it goes pretty in depth. So if you want more, like check out the article Wired.
From the Wired. They
I
do.
used to browse Wired so much.
Did you ever used to be like a subscriber to their magazine?
Yeah, actually.
My brother used to.
But
I think. I
quality
feel
kinda
like it was
fell off
Wired that
when
he
I-
was. Yeah.
Yep.
That it for today?
I don't know.
I think so. That was all what I had
I
written
feel like I
down.
had something else to mention. Oh yeah, Clutch Gaming made it.
Yeah, that's true.
They
Play-ins have been going on for the last week. Actually, right now is the final best of 5
Between,
to determine
between EU and old EU.
to determine the final seed to be put into
An
groups.
update. Unicorns of Love is up 1-0 in the series.
They actually beat Splice. Wow.
Yeah, game 1 they beat Splice.
Yeah, I got you saying Slice now.
Oh,
I mean, if I was gonna pick one of the best ofs to be an upset, this was the one.
Yo,
Kobe went 5-0 on Gen and they lost.
I don't know if you guys watch much League streams,
Like streamers or like the actual.
streamers.
Not as much in the last like half year or so.
Like, how about you?
Like in terms of players, right?
Yeah.
I only consistently watch like Nikki.
Okay, dude, the difference between NA and EU Challenger versus Korean Challenger is massive. I was just
I'm watching like all the pros streaming like EU West Challenger stuff. Like yeah, it's
it's
They're just
insane.
smurfing on everyone.
No, in Korea people are actually playing the game.
same with EU West. They play the game. There's
They flame to no end.
they
but
flame. Then there's less trolls in EU West.
Sure, than NA.
Then NA is just a fucking shit show.
To me
NA's
personally,
filled with trolls and
I-
one tricks.
I've been watching Double Lift, who was playing on EU West,
Yeah.
and then I've been watching Rush sometimes. And Korean Challenger games are of such a high quality. I wish I was good enough to like even participate. It just makes me so.
Yeah. And that's
If that was
you
my
think
league
about, like,
experience,
yeah, you have scrimming, but like players still play solo queue like every
A lot,
day or
yeah.
at least every other day when
I'm
they're not
jealous. Is
scrimming.
basically what I'm
And
saying.
if you think about it, like a lot of their like practice time in solo queue is just with fucking like trolls and one tricks who, if their thing gets banned, just
There's
ain't.
no
It's-
one tricks in Korean, or there
Yeah.
are. But if you're a one trick, you better know at least how to play 2 or 3 champions.
What I don't understand was that the North American scene, like all this shit's happening. So why don't you guys like just
'Cause it's-
create your own servers?
There's been actually talks about this multiple times.
It
where
wouldn't
they've-
work.
they've
but nobody
asked
wants to
Riot
do it.
No, it wouldn't work. And
It would work. It would work, but not enough players want to do it for some reason.
Exactly, we don't have the numbers to do it.
No, but we do.
You think there'd be enough people?
Yeah,
How many people do you think you need to?
Because you've
for
got
that
what?
kind
You've
of
got
server?
10 teams.
you got 10 teams and 10 challenger teams.
You've got 20 plus subs. Let's say
Yeah,
like
you
or
probably have
sorry,
like 30 to
that's
40
not the right
players.
math. Yeah.
40 players.
30 to 40
Okay, it
players.
can't be just the pros.
No,
It needs
sorry,
to
it'd be 5 per. So you got like 100 players, and then you got subs. So you're, let's say at best you're looking at 120.
So
players.
150 paid players.
That's not a lot.
That's not enough. You can't. That's not enough to run a server.
I
You need
think
more on top of that. Okay, look,
before
because
like
because
a
at that
small
point,
private
you'd ha-
server.
At that point, you'd have to pick a
your
time.
queue times
and
would be so long.
You either have queue times or you'd pick a time where everyone comes on, and then at that point you're almost scrimming because you're planning this, right?
But wouldn't that be a better environment than what they do? Like
what
in
they need to do,
challenger right now.
what I think what the solution is to make our top challengers. We have so many double accounts and one tricks. We need to somehow get rid of them. I don't know how,
Like let only one person have an account in the spot.
but that to be
But you
fair,
can't do
so
'cause
does
there's no way
Korea.
to verify.
The Shy has like 4 accounts
Yeah.
in top 10 or something like that. So
Which
I
I,
don't know.
never understand. Like, why do you play on different accounts?
the
I
thing
guess just
is,
to say you can.
yeah, I think the only difference is that NA doesn't care enough. Our
Well, because aside from being a pro player, if somebody who's just dicking around Challenger and you're on a stream, you probably get like a lot of, especially like one tricks or people who they make funny content. Like they make money off of doing this, right?
Yeah.
They don't care about the quality of the games. It's not their career. Their career is streaming. So,
I think it's too easy to get into Challenger.
think
but-
so.
But that if you play full-time League, you probably are a Challenger. Like if that's your career, you're probably in
Yeah.
Masters or Challenger or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Right.
a lot of these people have like funny and like not as
Yeah.
try hard accounts.
We just don't have the competitive population.
Yeah.
That's it. It sucks. But
With how big streaming is, it's just
Yeah.
you don't get the competitive.
I wanted to. I don't know. I just wanted to bring it up because I was watching Rush play some games, and man, like people, it's like we couldn't even be that good if we tried as a team.
Why do you think NA boot camps?
Yeah.
Well, they boot camped in EU this year.
Yeah.
They didn't go to Korea.
But like they leave NA because NA sucks.
Like if the 5 of us were playing Clash, we couldn't be good as 5 random Koreans playing solo queue. Like they're macro. That's what I'm talking about. Like
Yeah.
I don't care about the micro, but they're
It's quite a difference.
Yeah.
Basically, NA just sucks.
Yeah,
Mhm.
pretty much.
But our third seed made it.
Unfortunately.
What do you mean, unfortunately?
They're
What
gonna
do
get
you?
slapped.
If they get placed in Group C, probably.
Slapped around.
But you could argue any team coming out of
Did you
out of
hear
this, except for maybe
who's
Korea's
the
third seed is
jungler
gonna
for
get
G2?
slapped.
Wonder?
No,
No,
Yankos.
Yankos. There was a couple of clips of him on the League subreddit talking about how G2 went into Asian scrims being really cocky. I don't know if you guys haven't seen that clip.
I saw the clip. I didn't actually watch it.
And
I
he's
saw
like-
that it was there.
And he was like, "Guys, we're actually so shit at the game. The Asians are so good. We thought we were so good. No, we're like getting slapped."
Really?
Yeah, that's
That's scrims.
To that-
Scrims are different than
sure,
real
sure,
game.
Yeah.
sure. But that's something.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. World is upon us next
I'm
week.
excited though because this weekend group stage starts, and we may actually get our frickin' song. I don't know where the hell it is.
Maybe.
Riot Games. Where's your song?
Maybe.
Anyways,
I'm waiting.
before we head off, Extra Life, looking at you people watching or people listening, watching, listening, whatever. On us in a few weeks, November 2nd.
Yeah, less than a month away.
Yeah, be
Oh,
great. I
damn.
think we're at like $500 or just above that.
So
Uh,
I think Ethan. I'll have to talk to you about this later, but I'll talk to him about it later. Anyways, go ahead.
all our pages are up. It's all over our social media. I'll probably put links out again. If you're able to donate whatever you can. It's for a great cause. All the money goes towards Sick Kids Hospital in Toronto. $1,000 is our goal. We're halfway there. I think we can hit it. I'll probably put in more money myself at some point. But yeah, donate to Extra Life. Donate to us. Donate to any of us on the team. We want to hit $1,000. Our stretch goal is 2K to shave Ethan's head off.
That would be awesome.
That would be so awesome.
Exactly what I meant. Shave his head off.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, donate Extra Life. We'll be doing it soon. We might be streaming that day. I don't think we will because
Yeah,
there'll be
I
a
don't know.
Depends
lot
on how
of
much
us.
we're pulling from the internet just trying to play
Yeah.
our games.
It's up in the
but
air.
We'll see what happens. I think we might do a
We can even just
D&D
do updates on Instagram or
doing
something.
D&D thing there.
Yeah,
That might be streamable. We just put one camera on. We'll
I'd like to
probably
do that. That'd be
have
fun.
no mics. I don't know how the mic thing would work.
We'll figure it out. That's why I have to talk to Ethan. I have to see
Anyways.
how that's gonna work.
Yeah, that's all I gotta say. Also on Twitter, Instagram. Oh yes, please. Yeah, Extra Life donate.
Do
And
it.
I guess Nick's done the outro. So, with peace and love, everyone. Thanks for listening to another episode of the Free Gameplay Podcast. It's been myself, Brad, and Nick. We out.